buttons. We are live.
Oh, that's so exciting. And only like 55 minutes late. Hello, welcome. This is session 11?
12.
12. It's session 12 of Roll for Severity's second D&D campaign. We stream live every Sunday at 5 p.m. PST right here at twitch.tv/Roll for Severity. Let's just update that. Yeah. I am Miss Wolfinger, the DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by my three lovely players that you see before you, Kit, Tom, and Giggle. Yeah, I'm super excited, but before we get underway, there's a few quick things to go over. First thing, each month we donate a portion of all income generated by Roll for Severity to charity. This includes that from direct donations, bits, subscriptions, and then any sales from the Roll for Severity store. This month's charity is the Rainbow Railroad, an organization focused on providing solutions to LGBTQI people who need immediate assistance because they are facing a serious threat to their lives and safety. You can check out their website at rainbowrailroad.org and see what they're all about. So having mentioned the store before, Roll for Severity has one. It is up on tpublic.com/user/Roll for Severity. And there's a link somewhere below the stream that you can click to take you right there. And the final point. So this campaign that we're playing is not a pre-made 5th ed campaign. We use varied rules. We'll use different player mechanics and make like weird in-game adjustments. So the rules as you know them may not always be as written. Fair warning, it's about to get super homebrewed up in here. And I don't think there's any other announcements. So, to my lovely players, what happened last time?
Well, the foot's either broken or it's not broken.
Yes. And yes, land shark. Courtesy of Tom's premonition?
Yeah, I was just feeling land sharks that day, I guess.
Yes, Tom psychically located a land shark and then it tried to kill us.
And especially with the way that Mel described it, it was like a land mud skipper shark thing.
Yeah,
just like fat fins and just like paddling towards us on the ground.
Yeah,
it almost felt bad to kill it.
Almost. I think the thing that felt the most bad is the fact that the teeth were plant-based, so they would have fallen apart very quickly and did not make for a good trophy.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's very tragic.
I like that you just want to loot corpses' bodies, though, and have them.
Well,
was your plan to sell it or just keep it?
Just shark tooth necklace. Why not?
Yeah, right.
I feel like it would enhance his aesthetic.
Well, and just think of it this way: if someone walks up to you and asks for something, and they are wearing a literal shark mouth around their neck, you might not want to fuck with them, because if you do, they're probably going to take it off and hit you with it, and then things are sharp.
Yeah, and we set out from Greenspire after successfully removing the curse from the town into the after I shouldn't even say after how many tries, because there's only like 2 sort of.
We didn't time loop that much.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. We looped what 3 times in total?
Yeah. Picking up on that.
Yeah, we messed with oh shoot, I can't remember what her name is. The guy who was banging the blacksmith.
Cadence.
We messed with her twice. And then that one last time as we were like heading out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually went out of our way to mess with her about this multiple times.
You got to find your moments of joy where you can.
Exactly. So having survived that and pieced together, had to fix said time loop, to the forest you went. Anything else to add?
We have not yet been eaten by a hypnotoad.
There is that.
That's usually a good thing. Our lovely guide has been so far fairly good at not getting us killed.
Yeah, she's been pretty handy, and we are also slowly corrupting her, I think.
Yeah, while she stands over you and just like
we're making her complicit in crimes repeatedly.
Yeah. for the greater good. She may or may not watch you while you sleep, just in like admiration.
We're not going to get into all of that.
I said may not. That
Well,
counts.
We also have to take into consideration that at this point she is a liability. If she proves to be too much of a liability, then things have to be dealt with. So we'll see.
Par for the course. Par for the course. So the dust has settled on your encounter in the sort of ruined settlement town. You're not sure. It's abandoned and in shambles. There's a dead land shark before you. You still have a few hours of sunlight left. Endress is like shaking off the dust and looking like kind of secretly proud of herself, just like scribbling some notes on the creature that you've felled before you.
How hot?
What do you guys?
How hot is it right now?
How hot is it? I would say it's like you're looking into 28 degrees. Like you're getting up there and sweltering because you're in a forest that's kind of akin to a jungle.
Yeah. And the fins on this land shark, how big are they? Like the paddle fins.
Yeah. We're gonna go with like 5.5 feet tall. So as tall as me, if that helps. And like 3.5 feet wide. They're quite hefty.
That might be too big to use as a fan.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
You could make soup. Huh?
But it's plant-based, so we can make tea.
That's a good point.
Speaking of which, are we making tea out of this thing?
I don't want to know what the shark tea does to people.
Yeah, seems a little too. Didn't give me vibes of a good tea. I don't quite know why. I can't put my finger on why.
Hey, Marsh, make me a nature check, please.
Sure. 12.
12. Okay. You know that the fins of this creature are highly sought out, but you can't recall if it's for like to get a high or for like sustenance.
Well, now I have to take them, so I don't know. They're not too hard to remove. I will try to collect some vine shark fins.
Yep. It's more like dorsal fin is a little bit smaller. You could take. I don't know how much space you have left in your bag of holding, but
a pretty good amount.
Those tapestries don't take up too much space.
So we're just gonna slice up some fins.
Yep.
All right.
Also, really, when it comes down to it, it's like whether it's for sustenance or for drugs, both are things that Marsh is currently carrying around. So
I'll figure it out at some time.
At some point, you'll figure out what you can do with those white flowers.
Let's see.
I don't think you showed Endress the flowers before.
Nope.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, I just don't really like have much of a reason to just pull those like suckers out just for no reason, because there's not too much reason to just bring out the flowers. Maybe if someone dies.
Someone dies, put drug flowers on their grave. It's fine.
Yeah, basically.
Was that a power move?
Depends on how they died.
It's a move.
Yeah.
If they died of drug overdose, it might be a dick move.
I think that's
I think I maybe would have put it on the daughter who turned into a plant, but the plant was still kind of using the body, so I just kind of left it.
Yeah, you just have to leave flowers on the plant guy,
Yeah,
and I'm not sure they'd be up for that.
Just put it there somewhere.
So assuming y'all want to just travel on,
Yeah.
the rest of the day's travels would go very much the same as they had been before. Endress is guarding you and leading you a lot on instinct. Like she has a sort of rudimentary map, but she's kind of just like hearing things and feeling things and sensing things and smelling things, and then leading you in weird ways through the jungle forest. And it's starting to get dark now.
I guess ask Endress if she knows if there's any one of those caves nearby, or maybe we can try to. Have we traveled? We've traveled away from the village already, right? Haven't we?
Yeah, we're in the woods.
Yeah, we're a few hours out.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask for.
I'd say we're more than a few hours. We slept in the woods last night. We're a couple of days out at this point.
Well,
Sorry,
I mean from the ruins that we
yeah,
were
the
that we
ruins
fought
of
the
the
land
village.
shark in.
Yeah, assuming you guys wanted to continue on after looting some fins and whatnot.
Yeah.
We're about 4 hours
Yep.
out. Yeah.
Nothing that really left in that village worth noting for us, so.
Okay. The trees are thicker here. It's the shrubs, the vines, everything that's growing is growing thicker and bigger. It's all crisp. Some of the smells are kind of rancid, like maybe there was like a dead body or like a marshy kind of swamp, but everything's big and bright and like sensory overload.
So it smells like 1/3 of our party. Marsh and swamp.
Zing.
I feel you. Okay. I'm too tired for this crap.
Well, it's only begun, so. Yeah, let's. We should probably take a look to see if we can find any kind of shelter, whether it's another cave or a big ass hole in a tree. Considering that the trees are all massive right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you guys make me some perception checks?
Nope, that's a 4. That one.
Okay.
Anywhere's a good sleeping
Just
spot.
right here.
8.
8.
I'm doing spectacular today.
Naroke's looking out for things. You got a 17.
Oh, wow. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so Naroke, you were sensing sort of a pattern as you were going, I guess, and was like, this type of tree leads into like this weird shamble of branches, which leads into like a rocky outcrop, and you just happen to notice this like pattern of these 3 sort of natural formations, and you notice the same kind of tree. So you have a sense that if you were to continue on maybe another 10 minutes in this direction, you would find a little rocky outcrop that you can keep to your back. Because for some reason you're paying attention.
No, Naroke is good at paying attention. He's just not good at knowing what to do with the things he learns.
That's fair.
So, not sure whether we should be alarmed, but I'm pretty sure we've watched this pattern before. But there should be rocks up ahead. If I'm right, that's more concerning than if I'm wrong.
Are you thinking we're going in circles?
Quite plausibly.
And just is gonna pipe and be like, no, we're definitely not.
Naroke is going to pull like a sword and just like make a mark in a tree, just like.
Just in case.
If we pass that again, you're wrong.
Like what kind of mark?
Just like carving an X into like a tree or something like that, or a stump. Just some kind of visible mark, just to like we were here.
Okay. Endress doesn't dispute it and is kind of like thoughtful about what you're saying and follows in the direction that you pointed out. And sure enough, as the dim light of day slips away, you do see it's not a very big outcropping, but you know it's as good as anything to keep cover behind your backs. And I'll assume you guys would like to set up camp for the night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay. You can absolutely do that. Standard fare. You all got your stuff. Do people want to take watches?
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I'll take last watch. Haha.
I'll take second watch.
Second is Naroke, Andrews, Marsh. Beautiful, beautiful. Anything you're doing for your camp specifically? Any prep?
I mean, a token effort to disguise its presence, probably.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just set up Raptor to assist whoever's doing night perception checks, and that's what I'll do.
Right, because Raptor needs no sleep.
Yep, and I think he also I need to double check. I think he might have dark vision. I'll double check.
Is it based off the animal that it is of, or based on what you can build, like your own stuff?
They have like all constructs for the artificer just kind of have like a flat stat line.
Gotcha.
So, yes, the steel defender does have dark vision. So
That's awesome. So he will be assisting?
yeah, he'll be assisting whoever's.
So
doing
the
perception
Steel Defender
checks.
is the only one in our party with dark vision.
Yep.
Yes.
And it can't talk.
It could get people's attention.
Do a little dance.
Yeah, basically.
Right on.
I'm
I
now
love
just
Raptor.
picturing Raptor doing the "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling" dance from Spaceballs with the or with the alien.
Spooky.
Anywho.
Anywho, night befalls you. Fire?
Naroke's out.
Nick?
I'm gonna go with, considering how warm it's been, I'm gonna go with no fire.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I am gonna have my lantern though. I'm gonna have it hooded, but if I hear something, I can unhood it and point it at the thing that I hear.
Okay, absolutely. So your watch starts. The sounds that you're very familiar during the day, the kind of chirping of birds and the buzzing of insects, it's just very lively, are sort of quieting now. And I want you to roll me your perception check, please.
I've been doing so well on those so far.
Yeah. Only one way to go.
16.
Yeah. All right. So 16. The night is kind of almost feeling peaceful now that the busy noises of the day are quieting, and you kind of hear some rustling far off in the distance. Just nothing that sounds like it's coming close to you, just something that sounds like it's going around your camp. Just like footfalls, some shuffling in the leaves.
Sound like an animal or like a person?
You're not sure. Probably animal, because the amount of like shuffling you're hearing denotes perhaps more limbs in a way. But
Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone for now. But I'm gonna keep an eye out for it if it gets closer.
absolutely. And you also notice, are you kind of walking the camp or just sitting put?
I'm sitting put.
Sitting put. So off in the distance where the glow from your lantern does reach, you see on a tree, there's an X carved into it with like a diamond above it. So just like a faint carving on a tree.
A carving like the one that Naroke put there?
How close of attention were you paying to the one that Naroke made?
I mean, it was kind of a throwaway, but I assumed that I at least looked over and saw what he was putting on the tree.
Like not kind of similar, but it might be different.
Okay, I'm gonna get closer and take a look with the lantern.
Okay. Yeah, as you get closer, it's cut quite deep into the bark, just like a deep X, almost kind of looking like a person with a diamond sort of head in between the crux of the X there on the top. And you're thinking this might not be what Naroke made. Might be similar, but not quite.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone because I've seen Blair Witch Project a couple of times and I know better than to mess with cursed shit in the woods. So I'm gonna head back to the camp, settle back in.
Absolutely. And as you settle in, the rest of your watch goes unhindered.
So kind of like that shape. I drew it on the.
Where'd you put it?
It's in Roll20 on the main page.
Roll20.
I was like, I forgot that one.
No, not quite like that.
Okay.
How would you like to wake up Naroke?
Probably give him a nudge with my toe and then back up a couple of feet immediately.
Naroke has yet to aggressively wake up. Don't know why you're all scared of it.
No. This is just how Nick wakes everyone up.
Kick them in back.
He's woken up too many people who come out of it swinging.
Who woke up Edris that one time pretending to be Rockefeller as if the time loop had existed? Was that?
I tried to do that to Nick, and then Nick did that to.
He tried to.
Yes,
tried to do that to
And
Nick,
I actually
then
did manage to. I did manage to perfectly mimic his voice because that's a thing I have.
So perfect. All right, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, just that moment. Do we want to wake up Enders like this? Yeah, Naroke will kind of sit up and just scooch his way out of his tent and is like, "Yep, I'm out."
All right, you sure you don't sound it?
I'm out.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, Naroke's gonna probably wander around camp during his watch.
Wander about? Absolutely. Could you please roll me a perception check?
How does the 23 do me?
Holy moly. What in the world? Oh, it's wisdom based, right? Not int.
It is wisdom based, and that was a 19 on my roll.
Okay, beauty. So as you're sort of wandering, I imagine kind of the outskirts of your camp and whatnot, you see some carvings in a tree of like an X shape with a sort of diamond above it. Just kind of odd and out of place.
Just the one tree or a whole bunch of them?
You're just noticing the one in the immediate area.
Well, that's weird. And about how big is the carving?
Like as big as my face.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
And how loose is the bark on this tree?
How loose is the bark? It's not very loose at all. It's a healthy, plump tree.
I guess this is the wrong term. Like how thick is the bark? Like if I were to take a sword and try and like carve off that block of thing, like is it birch where it's like paper thin, or is it nice and thick?
Gotcha. No, not like birch at all. Not like peelable. It is thick. It is meaty. You would have to take a little bit to actually cut it out because it's healthy wood. But it wouldn't collapse on you and disintegrate. Are you taking it?
No, Naroke thinks that's a bad idea.
All right.
He's going to just kind of look at it all. Well, now I've got a new thing to draw on trees. And just kind of walk around. Just... Actually, when he's looking, he's probably going to run his finger like through like the cuts, just like see if there's anything weird about it.
Okay. Nothing weird as you trace your finger along. Yeah.
Yep. So he's just going to try and keep that image in his mind. He's like, I'll use that to mark trees now. Someone else already did, so.
Someone else was here. And then also, as you continue around the camp, you also find like a pile of stones that clearly did not naturally stack themselves this way. It's not very tall. It's probably like 7 stones. And they were clearly placed delicately. So they're balancing one on top of the other.
Would Naroke know whether these were here in the camp before we started, like when we got there?
It's far, the way I picture it is you wouldn't have passed them because they're kind of out beyond.
Okay, so they're not in our camp.
They're not in the camp, no.
Okay, I was thinking like in something in the middle of the camp, suddenly impromptu stack of stones is like.
Yes, you would have known that.
It's like, were those there when I got here?
Marsh, what are you doing? I'm picturing you kind of like pushing to the boundaries of the edge of your camp.
Yeah, probably. Do I notice anything kind of like weird about them aside from the fact that they're obviously like manually placed?
No, they seem harmless. Just odd that someone took the time to stack some rocks in the middle of the jungle forest.
About how far into my watch am I?
Oh, you're probably about halfway.
And how big are these rocks?
Like a meaty human fist size, not a Naroke fist. With some
So Naroke's
variation.
picking up all these rocks and bringing them. He's going to bring them into the middle of the camp, and he's going to sit there for the rest of his watch, trying to stack them back up in the middle of the camp.
Yeah, easy enough to go out and collect them. Nothing happens when you touch them.
Okay.
Yeah, just a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, just like, yeah. So he's going to spend the rest of his watch just sitting in the middle of the camp, just trying to stack the rocks back up on top of each other in a pile.
I just kind of picture like one of those children's toys where you're like fitting things into holes and stuff. Just, I don't know.
The round peg. Where do we know that goes? That's right. The square hole.
And your watch goes by very eventful because you're busy stacking rocks. And it kind of flies right by.
Norse kind of like, oh, probably should wake up and have I stacked the rocks have I gotten good enough to stack the rocks by this point?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can Naroke gonna go and like kind of shake Endress's tent? It's like, your turn.
All right, Sir Darwin, I'm coming. And she'll kind of scurry out and stretch and crack her neck and whatnot. Where did you put the?
They're smack
rock?
dab in the middle of the camp.
Okay.
Also,
and
Norse probably not mentioning this before he goes to bed.
Oh yeah, so because you've just bypassed her. All right.
Yeah, basically shook the tent. Once she was like, "Yeah, I'm coming." I was like, "Kurt," he's gonna go climb back into his tent and go to bed.
Okay. It would definitely be off-putting at first to Endress, but he's a scholar and is smart enough to think that it was probably one of you guys just having fun. And she's not going to panic too much. And her watch, her watch goes by uneventful. While she's just kind of staring at the rocks. They're kind of off-putting, even though she knows it's just one of you having fun. And Marsh, she's gonna kind of go to your tent and just like lightly shake it and whisper, Swamp, wake up, it's your turn.
Swamp? Yeah, yes. And I get up and stretch a little bit, and go to the watching position.
There is a stack of rocks in the middle of camp.
I'll take like the top rock and put it on the ground. I don't know.
No.
So by the end of it's just going to be like a game of what was it, Jacob Ladder, where it's like you have the stack on one peg, you have to move to the other peg.
Yeah.
Tower of Noi.
Tower of Hanoi, yeah.
Actually, Marsh might know the fact that flat rocks like that are the kind that salamanders like to nest under, so stacking them like that is actually disruptive to the ecosystem.
I'll turn these to a nice bed. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll just kind of like flatten it out very carefully, though.
Right on. And could you also give me a perception check, please?
Sure. Let's see here. Perception. Maybe. Raptor gives me advantage with the help.
Yeah, absolutely. That much needed advantage. So on your watch, you aside from noticing this blatant atrocity to salamander kind, there's also a tree that's weirdly been carved into X diamond on top of it that you notice kind of in the distance past the outskirts of camp.
Okay, I'll walk in a little bit closer and take a closer investigation.
Okay. Cut pretty deep, into the thick bark. Doesn't look fresh. Just sort of weird to see.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get details. So it's a X with a diamond above it or below it?
An X with the diamond. Yeah. Here, why don't I?
Oh, thank you.
That is what I drew.
Is it what you drew?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well,
like Almost exactly what I drew.
Okay. I'm gonna carve in like 3 little stick figures under it. Kind of one one's
Just
gonna
adding a bit.
one's gonna be tall, one's gonna have a tail, and the other one's I guess gonna be normal? uh,
Roll me a performance check.
sure. 11.
11. Yeah. Oh, that nat one on the other
Now
side.
one on the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, no, you do a decent job. Like you know what you have pictured in your head, and you think that translates really well with the end product. It is
It's stick figures. I would hope I would succeed.
fair enough. Got the
Cool.
Starry Night.
I'm gonna do actually try to be a little. I'm gonna just do a survival check to see if there's any footprints near the tree or tracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
6.
No, nothing that you can see.
Not even our own.
Yep, no one's been near this tree ever.
Okay. I will, I guess, go back to my post then.
Okay. All right, and the rest of your watch goes by very peaceful. The din of the world during the day is quieted down, and yeah, it's just a nice coast into sunrise. And the morning comes, and the rest of you wake up.
Do we notice Marsh's handiwork?
I imagine you would during the day, yeah, in better light, knowing where the tree was before. Absolutely, you would notice.
What the hell is that? That didn't look like that last night.
I think the
So
stick figures are reproducing.
that was me. I don't know. I felt like if someone's trying to talk to us, we could talk to them back.
But what does it say?
I still don't know what the X and the diamond mean. I just meant to like draw little us stick figures to maybe just I don't know, just kind of us saying hello.
You forgot one. And he's gonna carve in an extra stick figure of Endress.
Oh, sorry. I try not to. I try to avoid eye contact and interest to hope she didn't notice.
Why didn't you just carve hello if you wanted to say hello?
I don't know. I don't know what we're speaking to knows common or not.
Well, also, just how would they know who said hello?
Fine, I'll just kind of go up to the doodle and I'll just write hello in common under the stick figures. There. Okay, now okay. Just in case they can speak what we're saying, I wrote hello, so it should be good.
Huh. It was a thought, not a suggestion. But okay.
Well,
I just
too
kind
late
of
now.
take my little bone knife away.
And Naroke, you notice that your pile is looking far less like a pile. Your little platform of rocks.
You'll figure whoever stacked them in the first place probably, like the original pile has probably come and shifted them around. It's fine.
Okay, nothing out of the ordinary.
Completely disregarding the fact that that would require someone to have come into camp. That's fine. Rock stack, rocks on stack.
It's kind of mumble. It's like I kind of much prefer the cave than out here.
All right. Packing away camp takes pretty much no time at all. And I imagine you guys are itching to get back on the road. Not that there's much of a road.
Not that there's a road, but back on the trail?
Back on the trail. Yep.
Sure.
So Endress kind of map in hand to get her bearings, remembering where you guys kind of went off to sort of find this outcropping, gets herself situated, and once you're ready, she'll lead you further into the forest. Before we get too deep, is there anything kind of specific you guys want to be looking out for? Is there anything you're interested in trying to figure out while you're here, as far as like plant life or anything?
Now that we've spotted like carvings and a rock cairn, I'm gonna keep an eye out for other signs that like sentient life has been here.
Okay, absolutely.
Naroke's probably also going to be looking for more of those carvings, and anytime that he notices another pattern in the flow of the jungle, he's going to make it. He's going to carve another one of them.
I'm going to just see if something is spying on us or not, or try to see at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, eat your breakfast, get set out, and then about an hour, into your trip, I want you guys to make me perception checks.
19.
What in the heck?
Wisdom-based checks. I'm good
19.
at those, usually.
Nice.
2 19s and a 16, with a 19 on the other side.
Advantage right now. Would have been pretty cool. All right.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm not specifying Raptor to look, he probably isn't helping.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Just for my own amusement, maybe 3
That'd be kind of that would be funny though.
Marsh, you notice right away as you're traveling forth, and you're getting into a slightly swampier area with this big kind of stagnant pond. There are a bunch of bright white flowers floating on the top, kind of like a lily pad flower would be.
Well, easily distracted. I will go and take a closer look and see if they match other white flowers.
Okay. They absolutely do.
Okay, I'll just start collecting a couple.
Okay.
Marsh, did you find more drugs?
I didn't know they crowed in the swamp. This is a new discovery. Also, yes.
Naroke's just going to turn to Andrus and be like, yeah, don't eat those. They make your mouth go numb.
So Andrus, who I think is kind of leading the pack, and now realizing that swamp has stopped moving, is sort of going to look back and be like, "Eat what?"
The white flowers. Don't eat them. They make your mouth go
Wait.
numb.
Wait a second. You're saying are they growing on the lily pads?
They're growing like lily pads. So
Oh, okay.
they're on.
Because
they're flowers that are like pooling, and they're able to grow on top of the water.
I'm gonna try to compare to when I picked them last time, because this seems to be a very different environment they were growing in compared to last time.
You've picked them, I think, in 2 different locations. So the most recent one was at a grave, just in the dirt. And then the first time you picked them was...
Oh, yeah, I think I was near a river, I think, or something.
Yeah, you were outside of that first town, and there was like a little riverbed that you would pick them off of. So you do know that they can be in an aquatic environment. And as you're reaching in to try and grab these ones, there's a bit of give. Like, you can't just pick them really easily. There's some resistance.
You're trying to pick the flowers, and they pick you back.
I'll just kind of like grab a long stick and make sure there's nothing like... There's not like a bunch of like deep... They're not tied up with whatever's under the water. So I'm just gonna kind of poke the stick with the water, make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah, definitely find a long stick as you're kind of jabbing where they sort of are. It's real mushy. Like, there's nothing hard. It's like swampy, murky. Like, it's squelchy, the feeling, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'll just maybe try to pick some like easy ones, but I don't want to like delay the rest of the group. So if there's any ones that are like hard to get, I'll probably just leave them and sake to keep on traveling.
Yeah, no. We'll say you get like a good 7 flowers you're able to pick out after fighting with them a bit.
My flower count is now 17.
And you can set those away. Naroke, you definitely see 3 more instances of carvings in trees. They're really rudimentary, really simple. One looks kind of like a sun, a circle, a little dot in the center, and then beams kind of shooting off from the side. The other one looks like a stick figure cat, I guess. Just weird that someone has taken the time to carve into the bark of trees.
And are these like different areas that we're seeing, like the sun and the cat, or is it like a cat and then the sun right above it?
Different trees.
Okay.
You just notice that as you're progressing forward, more trees are starting to be peppered with these symbols.
So apparently we're walking into some sort of foresty stick art thing.
Daycare.
There's more of them. A lot more. And not just the diamond ones I've been drawing. And he's gonna like on top of the cat one draw like the diamond stick figure so it looks like it's riding the cat.
Yeah, right on. All right. And Nick, you notice an alarming amount of like smooth stones that are set into like a ring, like a perfect ring in some areas, some that are made into a perfect like triangle shape, just like made with intent.
Okay, A, that's cursed as shit. B, I think someone lives out here, you guys. Is that possible?
I look at my
Probably.
bouquet of drug flowers, and it's just like, huh, I never really thought about it.
Well, I mean, obviously someone's been out here. Just do they live out here or did they live out here?
Maybe just marks of the previous expedition.
Would the previous expedition be drawing pictures of cats on trees and making little rock rings for no apparent reason?
Depends on how bored they were.
I mean,
As Naroke is continuing to carve random things on trees.
Mom in it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not too good at guessing people, but I don't reckon probably. At least the rock stacking. The rock stacking is a bit weird.
Andrus, is it possible that someone's living out here?
Yeah, Endris is, now that you guys are kind of talking and she's kind of really starting to recognize the things that you're seeing for what they are instead of just like Naroke being weird or whatever. She's not sure. Like you can see the confusion in her face. Like this isn't something that like rings of like, oh yeah, in ancient times. She'll kind of think on it and be like, I suppose, but it's not a very hospitable land. It's of course life finds a way. I don't know what these mean though. I don't recognize the symbols from anything. It's not from any of my studies. It's odd and kind of eerie, I'll give you that, but I don't know what it could be.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, the angular shape of a lot of things is just, when you're carving stuff into wood with a knife, curves aren't an easy thing to do.
It's true. It's not seared, and she'll like kind of like start touching the kitty one after Naroke is done and like try and get a feel. And she's gonna cast Detect Magic. And let you guys know she's doing that. I will roll that surge, by the way.
Yes, now everyone who touched these symbols is now cursed.
Fireball!
Oh God, could you imagine?
The runes are just, all the drawings are just a very lengthy way of saying I was practicing explosive runes.
I prepared explosive runes this morning.
Don't touch. 19. So she does not surge as she casts it, and I can't recall if the glow is visible to you guys when there's something magical, but
Nope, just whoever casts it.
Just for the person who casts it. Yeah, and she'll inform you that she's not detecting any magic from the carvings or the rock cairns. Like,
maybe that one leaf fellow we met back in town did say there was more of them in the forest. Maybe these are their work.
Could be.
I don't remember, what was the name we were supposed to say?
oh man, I'd have to go back.
We got to say they were friends of Umath.
Ooh,
Yes,
man.
thank you.
Okay.
Old notes.
That's my thoughts. Though, this doesn't. I don't know much about plant language, but this doesn't seem like plant language. But that's my guess.
Andrews is going to kind of nod and be like, yeah, I think a person did this, though couldn't tell you when.
Can I check whether this is congruent with any like thieves' cant or hobo sign or anything like that?
Yeah, you totally can.
Okay, what do I roll for that?
Let me look at the checks because this isn't 5 point. Let's do Thieves' Cant isn't a religion, is it?
No, not particularly.
Yeah, maybe intelligence
Okay.
or history, whichever you prefer.
Well, it's the same for either one.
Okay.
Because I'm not proficient in history. That's an 8.
That's an 8. This does not read like anything you've seen in Thieves' Cant or Hobo Speak.
Well,
I got nothing, guys.
And I don't think that this would be other Umath plant people because, why would they carve up their brethren?
I don't think they treat their trees like family. I'm not sure at all, actually.
I don't know, we didn't ask them, so I don't quite know how that works.
Yeah, they probably have better ways to.
What are you? Good question. So,
Well, yeah, I'm fine with continuing on. I don't know if there's too much more we can figure out with this at the moment.
As Naroke's walking along, every time he sees one of these symbols, just kind of walk up and just poke it and say what it is. It's like, there's a cat. Sun.
flower. Okay. Yeah. So as you're
Squid.
continuing and the forest is melding more with like a jungle and everything's just getting thick and hot and heavy and lively with the sounds of animals and stuff.
Oh god,
Naroke,
melted
that's
his
your plan.
fucking armor.
Yeah, well, you can tough it. If your plan is to kind of poke every symbol you're seeing and identify what it is, you're going to be there a lot because as you progress, the symbols and trees and rock formations and shapes, everything is getting more frequent.
Well, he's not like going like venturing far out of his way. It's basically like as we're like passing a tree, it's like cat. Oh, there's a trail that said sun, and just like
All right.
he's still following along. So he's not like weaving out to. Oh, I see one over there. What's that? It's just like casually walking along, just cat, sun.
Okay. Even continuing with Endris and her sort of directions, you're doing that a lot just because there's a lot more of them.
That's fine. Naroke is keeping himself entertained.
Uh,
Trying to distract himself from the sweltering heat in his armor.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a long journey. And as you're progressing, Endris is just getting kind of like noticeably more creeped out, and she stops kind of up ahead and is just like, I don't like it at all. And you can see ahead of her, there's sort of like a makeshift like straw doll hanging from a tree.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Huh.
Nope.
I
Nope.
get
That's some
close-
Blaire Witch shit. Nope.
I get closer and take a look.
Marsh. Nope.
But it's clearly trying to tell us something. I just don't know what.
I'm with Marshall on this one.
All right. So Endris will gladly just like, yeah, you can look at it. I don't care to. It just looks like a stone head that had like straw weaved around it into like a lollipop, and then some rudimentary like straw
Limbs.
braided for arms and legs.
Hmm.
No face, no pins, just a crude doll hanging from a tree.
Does it look similar at all to like the totem things we have, or is it completely different?
No, the totem looks like if you had like a solid cylinder of wood that someone had whittled faces into. Like a face, yeah. So very, very different doesn't ring a bell at all if you compare the two.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I have any idea of what this might be from? Or history or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no clue. Some child's lost their doll. They really shouldn't tie these things to strings and swing them around. You let loose and they get caught in a branch real easy.
I really want to take it with me, but I feel like I shouldn't, so I'll leave it.
You could always take it down, and if we can counter the young child who lost the doll, then you can give it back.
That would be a good deed to do. What do you think, Nick?
Nick is just in the back with Endris, like pinching the bridge of his nose.
It was interesting before, but it's weird now.
I think maybe you leave it alone.
Okay.
Can we see any more dolls hanging from trees, or is this the only one?
Yeah, absolutely. I won't even make you roll for this. As you are looking the way Endris was heading before she stopped at the doll, there looks to be up in the distance more shapes hanging from trees.
God.
Okay, I don't think this is some kid losing their doll, unless they had really, really bad luck.
Look at the bright side. It means we're not going in circles. We haven't seen this before.
That is true. And Naroke's gonna draw another carving on the tree that this doll is hanging from.
What are you drawing?
Just the diamond stick person thing.
Yeah, all right, love it. Your symbol, I guess.
Yep, that was the one that Naroke has now been sticking to drawing, and yep.
All right. As you progress, Endris, who was maybe curious or thoughtful about it at first, is just becoming more visibly shaken as you guys progress, and all this creepy shit just grows by the minute. And before, when you were traveling, she seemed to be relying on sort of instinct. Now she's pretty much glued to the map, and she is constantly referring to it to make sure that you're going the right way, rather than just sussing out where she thinks you should go to avoid danger. And her pace is like rigid and maybe like a little bit slower, but also like trying to be quick. Like she's just very unsure and back and forth. Like I want to be fast, but I don't want to lead us into anything. So her demeanor has changed completely.
I want to roll an insight check to see if Naroke even notices that she's panicking.
Yeah.
12. Would suss this out?
Yeah, you would absolutely suss it out. 50-50. You notice or you don't. She looks like she's panicking more so than before, when she was just like kind of breezy and chatty and I think we should go left. Like she's freaking out.
Naroke's gonna walk up and just put a hand on her shoulder, just like, we're fine. There's probably nothing in this forest that we can't handle.
She's gonna like pat your hand and just like kind of visibly melt at the reassurance and like look at you with puppy dog eyes and like, thank you so much, and like kind of like steel herself and like try and renew her resolve and march forward a little less scared than she had been.
The last thing we need is to have our guide going batshit crazy and killing us all. So
why would that happen?
She's
Demon
already
possession.
going batshit crazy.
She's
And also
crazy.
not killing us all like as she turns around, whips out a knife, and stabs us all to death, but like she's panicking and leads us into some stupid trap and we all die.
Okay, she's like 5'0", so she's not gonna just like murder suddenly, but
I mean, if she goes at you with a knife, maximum she's gonna hit you like diaphragm, which is gonna stuck. It's gonna suck, but you have a better chance of surviving it.
I very much imagine that if she were to try and go at Naroke with the knife, it'd be like the older sibling reaching out, just putting their hand on your head as you flail wildly at them.
yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely steeled her resolve for a bit. She's still not kind of going on instinct the way she was before. She's still very like fixated on the map and kind of like murmuring to herself, not in a crazy way, just in a like trying to deduce things way and talking kind of about what the party had said they'd seen and like trying to match things up. The party that had gone before on the mayor's orders. Your day is kind of progressing as you're losing light, slower than your progress had been, but you're still getting forward. You're making progress, and everything is just starting to feel kind of weird. There's a sudden chill that's kind of falling over you.
Thank goodness.
The muggy heat of the night has faded, and you can see like some thick clouds are sort of rolling overhead from where you can see the sky through the canopy. The trees are quite thick, but you do notice
it's gonna rain.
It kind of feels like rain. It's not. There's no rumbling of like a storm yet, but the clouds are definitely coming in thick.
Okay. What armor is Naroke wearing right now? I think I've got chainmail.
It doesn't rust.
Well,
It doesn't quite have that smell in the air yet, that wonderful sort of smell, but
the
the
ozony
temperature
smell
drop
of
is
lightning.
11. Sorry, what was that?
I said, or the ozony smell of lightning.
Yeah, the ozony smell. That's what I'm missing. So you're not quite there yet, but it's colder. It's getting darker despite still having a few hours of light left.
Okay.
It's just dimming a little. And Endress will kind of like visibly sort of be a little chillier in her garb that she's wearing because she had taken off some layers in the heat and now she's going to quickly throw them on. And mention that she hopes we're not caught out in a storm.
Okay.
So do you guys want to press on even though you still have some hours of like daylight left? Do you want to keep going until it's pretty much night is upon you?
We should probably keep going until either night is upon us or we find a good place to hunker down.
Yep.
Yeah. Whichever happens first.
Yeah, so probably keeping an eye open and keeping a watch out as we're progressing, looking for anywhere that we can kind of hunker in.
Okay. Yeah, so and telling Endress that she's more than happy to sort of try and suss out where like a village or something might have existed on the map to try and better find a place to sleep. And I'd say another like 2.5 hours in, kind of similar to the ruins where you fought the shark, only less open, and these are more like the buildings have been reclaimed by the trees, is a sort of hamlet of maybe 10 kind of cabins at the time that you can find. Some of them in various states of ruin, like no roof, walls collapsed, but there are some that are still standing.
Can we try to find one with an intact roof?
Yeah.
Or mostly intact roof?
Yeah, there's a couple. They're not very big. You would all be quite cramped if you were to fit into one, but you could. There's definitely 2 smaller kind of huts that, like, even if you give them a shake, nothing's really creaky. They seem all right. There's a roof there, busted out windows, but there is a roof over them.
Okay. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I'm down for hunkering down for a little bit here.
Yeah, I think there's probably good places in it.
All right, so I guess we're making camp.
Okay. And do you want to all cram into one little cabin, or do you want to split?
How crowded would it be if we all crammed into one? Are we spooning or?
No, you're not spooning. Like there's a bit of space between, I'd say, like your bedrolls.
Yeah, I'm inclined. I'm inclined to say we all stick together until we know what's up with the spooky cursed shit. I don't think we should split up.
There's a table in there that seems to be intact, and Endress is happy to like sleep on the table to give you guys more room on the floor.
Yeah, this will work.
Okay. I assume even though you're inside a building, you're going to want to do watches.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'll take second
same
watch.
order.
Yeah, I'll take first watch again.
Okay. All right. So night descends even quicker with the help of the clouds. Still no signs of storm, still no rumbling yet, but definitely the air is just chilly, chilly, chilly. Temperatures dropping. And Nick,
Naroke is thrilled.
could you make me a perception check?
Sure. Oh God, that's a 6 and an 8. It's a 6.
Fixing. Oh, yeah. If Raptor, sorry, Marsh. I assume Raptor would still helping out.
He's still helping.
Yeah.
Well, that just gives me an 8.
Better than a 6. It's dark outside. You know, there's the din of the night is still quiet compared to the day. That hasn't changed despite your travels. And you're just starting to hear like a constant whoosh of like leaves moving, just like the rustling of leaves. But there is no wind. But Like you can hear, just leaves going, and when you look into the trees, they're steady. Nothing's moving, but you can hear the rustling of leaves.
Okay, that's creepy as shit. Seeing as we fought animate plants before, who's nearest to me?
Naroke is odds, Marsh is evens. Marsh is closest to you.
I'm gonna go and like punch Marsh's foot and
How?
be like, "Hey, I hear leaves rustling, but there's no wind. Does that mean like creepy plant shit? You know plant stuff."
Surprisingly, not as much as you think, but I will do a knowledge check. 21. Okay, maybe I do.
1. All right. So I guess if you're just kind of like sitting there up in your sleeping bag, you're like,
I'll also go out and try to experience it as well, just so I can
All
get
right.
a better idea.
perfect. So as you're kind of getting up, you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. Leaves don't just rustle on their own. And then you like get to the sort of busted out window, and there's no wind, and you don't hear anything.
Okay.
So he doesn't hear the rustling of leaves anymore?
Marsh, you hear no rustling of leaves.
Oh, well. I guess I mentioned it's like I don't seem to hear any rustling myself.
Do I still hear it, or has it stopped?
No, you still hear it.
You don't hear that?
No, it's kind of sounds like how it's always been
It's
for
the
the
xylophone
last
all over.
bit of traveling. Are you sure you're okay to take watch there?
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just really tired.
Huh. I don't know. Like I could stay probably a little bit awake if that would calm your nerves, but if you think you can handle it, I'll go back to sleep.
Mal, how much longer till the end of my shift?
At this point, you probably got an hour left. It was,
All right, you go back to bed, and I'll wake up for whoever's next for the watch in an hour.
Sounds fair. And then I go to my sleeping spot and fall asleep probably pretty quickly.
So the rest of your watch goes by uneventful, except for just constantly hearing the sound of like nature being disturbed, as if a wind was there.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, at the end of my watch, I go and wake Naroke up.
Naroke kind of sits up and's like, how'd it go?
Do you hear like leaves rustling and stuff?
Do I?
You do not hear any rustling of leaves.
No. Should I?
No, and I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay. Naroke.
Nick worries too much.
With that thought, give me a perception check, please.
17.
And
24 if I have Raptor helping.
Yes, becomes a crit 20. All right. So,
what do my Goliath eyes see?
You don't have dark vision, correct?
No, so I see shit.
Yeah, so no dark vision. I will say it's dark, it's night, it's stormy. But kind of how
Is it raining yet?
It's not raining yet. No. Just want to frolic in the rain.
Oh hell yeah.
There isn't really a light source because the moon is obscured by the clouds, but it's kind of like how in a city on a cloudy night, sometimes you can just see kind of well in the dark when it's not like
eyes adjust eventually kind of thing.
Yeah. So you can definitely see your surroundings if you're, keeping watch by the door and whatnot. And it looks like there's a figure off into the woods there. Just like a tall, slender figure.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Slender Man.
Mistakes were made.
Q-tip.
But no, Naroke is absolutely just up. And actually, Naroke could have purple. Actually, he's just gonna reach over and pull one of the purple torches out of Raptor. It's like, this works. Just walk towards him.
Okay, fair enough. Are you trying to be quiet as you exit the cabin?
No, I'm not trying to hide my presence of the fact that I'm walking towards them, but at the same time, I'm all like, "Hey, how you doing?" Just like,
Okay, but you're not trying to like noisily like you're being cognizant of the people sleeping.
yeah, I'm not trying to wake them up. But at the same time, I'm not trying to like tiptoe my way over to. It's just like casually. Oh, hey, there's someone over there. I wonder what they want, and just casually walking towards them.
So then you don't wake up any of your crew. I'll give you that one. As you're kind of meandering to where you saw the figure, once you grab the torch and you're kind of heading out, they're not there anymore. But out of the corner of your eye, like you see movement to your left. When you turn, that figure's there again.
Oh, howdy. How far away from me is he?
Let's say, oh man, I'm terrible. Like 150 feet.
Oh, so I'd have to be more noisy if I wanted to actually be able to talk.
Yeah,
to him.
they're not close enough that you could have a conversation. They're quite far.
Naroke is impressed with their ability to how quickly they can move. Naroke is going to turn. It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you'd moved, and it's just like just casually talk as he walks towards them.
Okay. I would say you probably get 15 paces, and in like a moment of blinking, like a normal person, they're gone. And you can see movement from like the right now. And same thing, if you were to adjust and like look, you would see a figure off in the distance.
And I'm going to speak up a little bit loud. Like, are you okay? Like, are you scared of me? I'm really not that scary.
No movement, no response, no like nothing with their limbs, just steady standing. Features obscured.
Would I know how fast those plant people can move?
Like not inherently, but I feel like you could probably deduce that watching the rooter move multiple times, it's not very fast. Like not this fast, rather.
Not this fast. Well, if you don't want to talk, that's fine. But if you decide you want some company, I'll be back in camp. I'm just gonna go and sit down by the outside wall. Just stick the torch in the ground. Just chill there.
All right. Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. And then as your watch continues, the figure doesn't move. They're just still sort of there.
Yeah.
Kind of in the distance. And the torch beside you, the light and the flame of the torch doesn't change, but it's like it sounds like it's roaring. Like this fire is going hard. Like it sounds like it's spreading, even though nothing's changed about it.
Nero's just gonna pick it up, off, and just turn the torch off.
All right. Still hearing the roaring of a fire.
Nero's gonna go and grab Raptor poses. I was like now that I have like this plethora of torches, does it sound like there's just like this gigantic inferno?
Yeah, it still sounds like it.
And Nero's just gonna like touch one of them just to make sure they're still not actually hot. It's like, nope. Do. Yeah, Nero's gonna be like, huh. Kind of like try and clean out his ear and. That's gonna be hard to sleep with. Just like kind of sit back down by the wall and just kind of put his head back, kind of look over to where the figure was, or at least where he last saw the figure.
Okay. Just still there in the distance. Anything else you're wanting to do?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
At the end of my watch, I'll go in and just kind of shake Andrus awake. It's your turn.
Okay. So yeah, the rest of your watch goes by uneventful, and Endress will hop off of her table, being mindful of where people are sleeping to step over them quietly.
Does it seem like it's going to rain soon?
Uh, still no like the temperature's dropping, but no smell. Doesn't quite seem like the clouds are gonna change and shift to rain
Shift rainy.
clouds.
Okay. Well, either way, it's nice and chilly, so Naroke's actually gonna sit outside the hut and just like lean his head against the wall and just go to sleep that way.
All right. And just gives you some side eye, but doesn't disturb your slumber otherwise.
Okay, I will also inform her about Slenderman.
Don't be afraid, except of this one thing that I can't explain.
Scary? Well, not scary. It's a friend I've made that just won't talk to me.
Yeah,
So
there's a nice fellow that's wandering around out there. He doesn't talk much, and he likes to keep his distance, but you should be okay.
Okay. If you point out where the figure was to Endress, she's looking and like wide-eyed and alarmed. And you can see that like the confusion on her face as she starts like looking kind of like wider from the area you suggested, and her
So
brows.
I see him, but she can't.
She's gonna go look and be like, must be too dark. I don't see this.
It's okay. There's oh yeah, have that torch over there and go and stick it back in the holes on, and purple torch lights back up and it's like you should be fine. If he does come into camp, just let me know. I'd like to chat with him. Seems like an interesting fellow.
Like, and as you
and then he's out.
Against the door, like, oh my god. Like eyes fixated on this area of this person thing she can't see. She was inclined to sit down, kind of like kitty corner to the door, and like be around you, and just she's not inclined to like walk. She doesn't want to walk the camp, and she's mostly fixating on that one side that you pointed out, and she sees jack shit. And Naroke, I think at one point in your sleep, you're kind of startled awake by the noise and like the fear of Endress as she's gonna like step up suddenly and like kind of rush into the cabin. And I imagine that would wake you up because she's not trying to be subtle about it. And she kind of like swings the door open and is looking around.
And as I'm like sitting outside, and like so she'd probably have gone past me to get into the house. Like, you okay, Endress?
Something broke. Things are breaking. Like glass. Can't you hear that?
No, all I hear is the roaring fire. It's fine.
She's gonna look at the torch and be like, I wouldn't call that roaring. And she's just kind of like staring at this cabin and looking confused and kind of freaked out. And she's like, you don't hear glass breaking.
No, but I do hear a kitty purring, and Nick's mentioned something about leaves.
Perfect.
So cute.
She's loud. I'm sorry.
No, it's completely fine.
The ambiance.
I just heard the purr like right as I was about to speak. I was like, yeah, I'll call that one out too. Yeah, Nick mentioned something about leaves. It's fine. Just enjoy the watch.
Enjoy the watch. Okay. And she's gonna do the rest of her watch with like the cabin door open and like sitting inside the cabin with her legs outside.
Okay.
And she will gratefully go wake you, Marsh, when it is your turn, with a frantic like shake.
Marsh, good morning, Endress.
What do your lizard ears hear?
I think I'm going crazy, but that's not what's important. Your watch, Naroke saw something outside. I couldn't see it. I don't know if it's still there. Good luck.
So, and did you see anything on your shift?
I thought you guys broke something in here. I'm hearing nothing. It doesn't matter. Just hearing things. I'm tired.
Ooh, well, I look forward to see what the night has in store for me, and I just kind of get up and just kind of beckon the raptor to come follow, and then I go take a watch.
Absolutely, absolutely. Roll me that perception check.
Da-da-da-da. 17.
17. Nice. So you're with the help of Raptor, keeping you company. It's pretty easy to shrug off the concerns of Endress because you're not hearing, weird things at the moment. She was worried about seeing something like a figure, but you're not seeing anything weird in the woods. Just dark, kind of spooky woods. Are you kind of doing rounds around the cabin, or are you just sitting put by the door?
I'll do like at least like a once over, walk around the cabin. I'll stay close to the cabin, but I'll look around and walk around with
Yeah,
Raptor.
absolutely. So like being careful to step over Naroke's legs as you walk around.
Oh, I mean like around the outside of the cabin.
Around the outside. Okay. I was
So
thinking.
Naroke is outside of the cabin.
Huh.
Like Naroke is on the outside wall of the cabin, outside of the
Oh.
cabin. He was waiting for
I
rain.
missed that.
Yeah.
So if you're walking on the outside of the cabin, you would step over Naroke.
Okay, well then I do step over to Naroke. Carefully and quietly.
Not going to bother with that. And as you're kind of going around, you're not seeing anything. It's really quiet. There's no wind. The creatures and animals of the forest seem to be not very nocturnal, and it's quite quiet. But you do hear like soft laughter, like children's laughter.
I go, yes, and then I'll kind of kneel down to my raptor, and I'll just kind of ask him. It's like, can you hear that too, or is that just me?
And Raptor will signal to you in his way that he does not hear what you're talking about.
Yeah, figured as much. Does it seem like it's coming from a certain direction, or?
It seems no. There isn't like a pinpointed direction. It's just kind of like all around.
Okay, I'll just kind of maintain my watch going around. I'll just try to mostly ignore it.
Yeah, probably easy enough for Marsh to do. I feel like you wouldn't be able to put up with that shit if you cared too much. So you're kind of apathetic to the noises. It lasts your entire watch. It doesn't get louder. It's just sort of there, present, exists.
Actually, you know what? I guess, while I'm out here, I'll just do a ritual cast of Detect Magic and see if anything comes up nearby.
Absolutely. Can you roll me that surge, please?
Yep. 15.
Yeah, no surge. Spell goes off without a hitch. And you're kind of looking for that telltale glow. And the only signs of magic that you're seeing are coming from inside the cabin.
Yeah, I'll assume it's from the party, but I'll still go in and double check, just confirm that.
Yeah, so everything you're seeing is like from familiar, pull. And like you recognize the signs of the magic that you're sensing.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I'll do tonight. I'll just kind of keep watch throughout the night, and then when it's morning, wake everyone up.
Okay. And the night fades away, and morning comes, and it's not bright. It's still just as cloudy. The temperature is chilly. You can't quite see your breath in front of your face, but it's just a damp kind of cold that greets you.
It's still not raining.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that, Naroke?
It's still not raining?
Still not raining.
Damn it.
Okay. Endress is quick to like put her gear away.
Do I still hear fire?
No, you do not hear any fire. Nick, you do not hear the rustling of leaves. Marsh, you do not hear the wonderful, soft trill of children laughing.
Yep.
Nick pipes up with, did anyone else hear some weird shit last night?
It sounded like the camp was on fire, but aside from that, nothing much.
Children's laughter. Figured it was all the illusion that everyone else was going through.
That's breaking. Lots of glass breaking.
Okay, I heard rustling leaves, so some weird shit's going on.
I also saw a fellow in the woods. He didn't seem to want to talk, though.
You saw like a person?
I couldn't get quite close enough to identify exactly who they were, but humanoid of some sort. But they're pretty quick.
I was never able to see the creature or person that Naroke was talking about.
Okay, so that's weird.
It's not that weird. We've seen a whole bunch of carvings, and someone had to have made them. So, especially with how fast he could move, if he's the one carving them, he could make quite a few in a pretty short amount of time.
He has like 1 foot out, just waiting to see that the party's gonna follow.
Right, yeah, we should leave. Actually, the faster we get out of this place in particular, the better, I think.
Alrighty.
Yeah. It's weird. I thought with the totems, removed and the curses removed from the totems, we wouldn't be seeing anything weird other than very rambunctious wildlife. Heck,
Yeah,
maybe that's what this is.
The wildlife has been rather tame past the shark. Maybe this is the work of that toad we keep hearing about.
All the things. And I will say that benign wildlife, like birds and bugs and lizards and toads, are definitely plentiful and very active during the day your travels so far. But nothing has been big and aggressive.
Aside from the shark.
Aside from the shark. But yes, you can definitely see birds. You can see ants, this, that, and the other as far as smaller-ish creatures go. So there are living things in the woods that you've seen during the day.
Okay.
So you travel on, much as the same. Endris has her map out at all times. She's not veering as much as she used to go weird ways to skip around odd things to get you to the city. She is trying to go just in a straight ass line to get you there quickly. But the straight ass line is just filled with creepy stones and dolls and carvings into trees.
Okay, I don't like this.
Why not?
It's creepy dolls and creepy carvings where people should not be living.
Well, they're just dolls and carvings. The creepiness is all just in your head.
I kind of agree though. I've been taking this route because it's the most direct. And I certainly don't want to cause any inconvenience for getting you to the city, but perhaps a detour is in order.
I was for sure not expecting this kind of stuff to happen in the forest.
Well, if you are a guide, if you deem that a detour is the best course of action, you are a guide. Well, we will submit to your expertise on that. Though, we should still keep an eye out for Lawrence.
For which?
Lawrence, the fellow I saw last night.
You've named him Lawrence?
I've decided that he's named Lawrence, at least until he has told me otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah,
Poor Mel.
We probably should keep an eye out for Lawrence. Hopefully he was just in your head, though. No offense.
None taken.
And so Endris is gonna take a moment with the map and just kind of trace you. See her trace her finger along it and kind of deduce where a good detour would be. And so instead of the straight shot that you guys were kind of going before, you're kind of going at a diagonal now. And about an hour into it, you're still not out of the thick of it. There's still carvings, there's still dolls, but you are moving almost at a curve. So it seems like Endris is trying to move you closer towards the city, but hopefully bypass some of this weirdness eventually by getting out of its zone,
Yeah.
so to speak. And the clouds overhead, they start growing darker. And Naroke, you because you're just like itching for this, you start to sort of smell that sign of rain, and you think the storm, if any, will break tonight.
Oh, that is lovely. I am looking forward to this. And he's not going to give context as to what he's looking for. Just that, oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Looking forward
mention
to
of the
what?
Rain. Lots of it.
Okay, what if we don't have a roof when the rain hits?
You got a tent.
But a rain often brings wind and lightning with trees.
That's fine. The rain will put out the fire. That's how that works, right?
What fire?
From the lightning in the trees.
Oh.
That's what you're worried about, is it not?
No, yes. Among other things, I'm not sure how to answer that.
We'll be fine.
Okay, Endress will kind of shake you off and keep walking. And the temperature noticeably drops like another 3 degrees easily. Is Naroke living for this?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Because you have to keep in mind, too, with Goliath, that they are, like, they inhabit a lot of, like, mountainous regions where it's cold as fuck. And so,
Okay.
like, all this sweltering heat has been a bit of a pain in his ass. Like, I can go into high altitudes and, like, have resistance to cold damage and be fine. But the sweltering heat is just like, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. All right. Well, while Naroke is just living his best Goliath life, you guys continue following Endress's way. Now, as you're going through, there's a lot more like bushwhacking that kind of needs to happen, as the shrubs and the bushes and the trees are growing thicker, and the path is growing. I wouldn't say like perilous, but just like inhibited more. So your pace is slowing a little bit, just to try and clear cut stuff away so you guys can get through. While Endress is small and quite like hoppy and sprightly and stuff, and she can for the most part like hop around things, I imagine Naroke, you are kind of taking time to like help flatten things for the rest of the party. Or how do you deal with this party to the thickening?
Yeah, are you bulldozing for us or not so much?
I'm bulldozing, but not very effectively with a 9 strength. So yeah, actually, I kind of imagine like there's probably like a bunch of like vines or something like that, and Naroke's like just like walks straight into them fingers like, oh, it's like I can just pull myself through. And it's like after a little bit, it's like looks at it, he's just got like vines like wrapped around limbs, and he's like, oh hell. It's like trying to like reach back and like grab like a knife out of his thing to start cutting himself free.
Don't worry, guys, I got this.
I don't got this. He tried to bulldoze, just not very effectively.
You're while Naroke tries to get himself free and sort of clears a path for you guys, your pace is definitely slowed. And you're starting to feel by late afternoon the first like drops of rain. And it's not like coming down. It's so sporadic that you're like, was that rain? Like I felt something. And you're walking and you're not feeling anything again for a little bit, and then another little drop. So it's not rain yet. It's more like a pathetic spitting. Yeah.
Should we be looking for shelter considering it's gonna rain soon?
Well, how late is it?
Early evening, like 5:45.
No, I mean, I suppose we could keep an eye out for it, but we still got several hours of daylight, don't we? At least a couple. At least a few.
I mean, sure, but if it starts raining, we're gonna lose daylight and we're gonna get cold.
I suppose.
All right, let's keep an eye out for someplace to camp and
Yeah, we'll
just keep
an eye
going.
out.
Sure.
All right. So Endris will again kind of look to the map to see if there's like maybe she can find a sort of ruined village. But she's kind of coming up short as she's continuing, and she'll just try and use her eyes like everyone else to see if anything comes to light that you guys can use.
Do we roll perception checks to see if we can spot anything?
Yeah, sure. Give me perception checks.
19 or 20.
Do her now. 19.
Naroke's good at looking for
15.
things.
Nice. Do you mean 19 or 20 as in, like, is Raptor helping?
Basically. I've rolled a 19.
Yeah, nice. All right. All right. So, Naroke and Nick, the first thing you guys notice is that even though it's kind of early evening, and the clouds are thickening and like it's going to be stormy soon, you presume, the light is dimming at a weirdly unnatural rate. Like it's growing steadily darker, as if like the sun was just like on this steady, New Year's incline or like decline. It's just like weirdly getting dark really quickly.
Don't care for that. I think we step up the search for somewhere to camp.
Yeah, sure. I'm all right with that.
Ideally, someplace we can fortify.
I mean, in all things considered, the forest has been fairly hospitable for us thus far. The only thing we've had to beat up is the shark.
How about that?
Enders is doing a very good job of navigating us around problem areas.
Happy to help, although I feel like I'm failing now.
No,
Do you
but
have-
we haven't been eaten by anything, so we're doing good.
Do you have a rough guess of how much longer our travel will go? Or is it hard to tell?
I want to say a day or two, but I'm honestly kind of at a loss since we're not going the way I thought we would go. If that makes sense.
I mean, we could always just like angle ourselves back towards that main path.
That's true. We don't seem to be leaving this kind of weirdness in the way I hoped we would be.
Yeah, are we still seeing all these dolls around?
Oh yeah, no, it's still like Spook Central as far as that weird stuff goes. Even though she's
Great.
Yeah, Nora's just gonna walk up to one of the dolls and just boink, and just like.
it sways. Yep, sways precariously on a string. And she's gonna kind of like cringe when you do it, but like try not to think about it. And then Endris is just gonna, I guess she'll say like, well, let's just keep an eye out for anything with walls. Hustle your bustles before the rain really lets up. And with checks like that, I would say within 10 minutes after the heavens open and the rain is pouring,
Yay.
you are delightfully wet. You absolutely are in the rain. But as you're kind of, running as safely and best as you can, there is a cabin spotted. Not kind of like that hamlet where there was like multiple ruinous cabins, but just one really dainty looking kind of shack. And it's super obvious because it's past a tree line. Like it's in a clearing, like a big old clearing.
Well, there.
How dark it's getting. It's easy to see. Sorry, Marsh.
I was gonna say there's our shelter right there. I think that'll be a good place to hunker down.
Oh, it's so cursed.
What? We've been running across structures all day. What's different about this one?
It's in the middle of a clearing.
That just makes it easier for us to see if anything's coming. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Does it look as run down as everything else, or is it like a bit?
Yeah,
better?
no, it looks as rundown as everything else. Like the roof doesn't seem to be collapsing, but there's like like wood that sort of like seems kind of rotted in some places.
Okay, okay, that's good. The only thing that would make Marsh uncomfortable if it was like pristine, and then he would start worrying about
Yeah,
it.
then be like, oh fuck no.
Fair enough. No,
Yeah,
they're,
Naroke would be like, oh hell yeah, it's a hotel. Let's go.
cool for the next.
You can check in anytime you like. You can
never
check out
check
anytime you
out.
like, but you never leave.
That song legitimately freaked me out as a kid. Like, I would obsess over those lines and be like, what does it mean? Are you dead? Like, did you die way and that's where your ghost goes? Anyways, not what this is about. Endris, for all that she agrees with you, Nick, she is just like kind of booking it towards the sort of rundown. No, I want to say
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, you've gone full robot.
Uh-oh. Discord is eating its face.
Discord is eating its face and your faces because you both turned into pixels.
Oh, it looks like we're back to normal?
Mostly. Try it again, Carson.
I was just gonna, yeah, I'll sleep in the creepy cabin. I'll just complain the whole time.
Fair. I.
Oh, you know what? I think I have a thing for this.
You have a cabin map?
Uh-oh.
We
Just
know what
named
that
by
means.
coincidence, completely unrelated.
That's ominous. That's super. Why do you have a cabin map?
Forgive me, because my original map wouldn't load, so I had to do this with the crappy little lines.
It's all good. Yeah, Naroke is going to, like, as like the party's kind of like running towards this cabin for shelter, Naroke's just casually strolling towards it. He's not a care in the world. Just enjoying the rain, enjoying the coolness. Just like running his fingers through his long, lustrous locks of baldness.
I guess this is like a bath for you in a way.
Naroke has been in heavy armor, sweating like a pig, and he needed a shower.
Okay. Yeah, Endris will happily. Oh, whoa! What layer am I on?
That one.
Oh my gosh!
Am I not supposed to be able to see that?
Oh no! What is going on?
You're
You're
on
in
the
the shape draw tool.
You're in the shape draw tool.
All I see is the box, so.
Can I delete that? I should be able to delete that.
Click on the select move tool, and then do the selection over it, and you should be able to delete it.
Ah, whatever. We're going to this where there's a box there. Ignore it. It's just
It's fine.
I can deal with it.
Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Endris is booking her inside. She's kind of creeped out. She's still creeped out by this, but she's cold and wet and it's dark. What are you doing? What are you writing?
Map of Oklahoma backwards.
Nor?
I tried to write ignore, but it ate its face and I was drawing the G.
It's very easy to ignore. Yes, that is.
I thought it was like an I Heart New York type thing.
I love anywhere but here. Okay, well,
You know there's a text tool, right?
Yes. Very aware.
I'll follow Endris in.
Naroke will get
I'll
there
also go
eventually.
in.
Actually, Naroke's probably just gonna like chill out here for a little bit, just stretch and enjoy the rain. And...
Just full Shawshank Redemption out there in the rain. Except we're tunneling through shit and no fucking redemption.
Actually, wait. Can I roll a perception check to see if we're in immediate danger?
Yeah, absolutely. Always, I will always encourage perception checks.
13.
13. You see a large flash of lightning in the sky. It's bright. It's beautiful. It lights up your surroundings. And then 7 seconds later, you hear a low rumble of thunder.
Oh, it's close.
And in the time that everything was lit beautifully, you just saw some trees and some rain bouncing off of the world. They're that figure, nothing. Seems to be nothing.
Neat. Naroke's gonna take off his chain armor. Takes 10 minutes to do.
All right, taking 10. Cool.
He also doesn't want to get struck by lightning, standing outside in a thunderstorm while wearing metal armor.
Yeah, that's fair. We're worried about the trees.
No, I'm not worried about the trees, because if the lightning hits the tree, that means it's not hitting me. But standing out in the middle of a field, where I'm now the tallest thing there, and armor and metal,
Yeah, the only way you can make it worse is by yelling, "All gods are bastards."
Come on, God, give me your A game.
To the rest of the party, as you file in, the door leads out to this like old kind of like fire pit hearth, like right here. And then there's a sort of a short little hallway. There's room to like doors, just doors just down the hallway. It's kind of cramped, much like the hamlet that you were in, the space before. But the roof seems to be intact, and that is some sweet solace. And there's also like wood in the fireplace, various states of charred. Like it's not on. There's just like wood about it, like around it.
Can I tell whether the wood has been recently charred, or whether it's like old?
It's definitely old wood. Like it's got like a kind of a layer of dust and whatnot on it. There's no signs that it was ever recently disturbed.
Well, shouldn't put this to waste. Do we want to start a fire?
I'm gonna check the chimney first, make sure it's not blocked, because I would hate for us to die in the night from carbon monoxide poisoning.
So funny, like this whole horror
End
scenario.
of campaign.
Just die of smoke annihilation.
What a way to go! Everyone make con saves while you sleep. Oh, y'all failed.
Wow,
We died.
Didn't check the chimney. Wow,
that's why we were all hallucinating last night. It was carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, we actually we lit a fire and just couldn't remember.
Sorry, that's really good. Man, this should have been the work of the Hypnotone. I feel so stupid.
Instead, we had Slenderman.
Are we currently in an illusion created by the Hypnotoad?
Yeah, we're all just like sleeping. We're all still back in that first lair that we sat in with the rocks and the first symbol on the tree.
It's been in the Hypnotoad has been in the back of my head this entire session.
Me too.
Sorry, Marsh. I just realized how cool that would have been. I thought of that. The chimney, there's a light spattering of moisture, and it looks clear.
All right, cool. I guess we can light a fire.
Cool. I'll start getting some wood and sparking that up.
Endress is absolutely happy to like come by and join you in. Even though she looks like she's outside, just anything to kind of take her mind off everything. So she'll just give you a hand and whatnot. It doesn't take long. You are more than adept at making a fire, even though you've been relying on magical torches for a while.
I have like 8 different toolkits. I hope one of them can start a fire nicely.
At this point, you can just look at the wood and it's like, okay. You guys can see the lightning, kind of light up the world around you through the dusty windows. You can hear the thunder every so often, and I would say, in 15 minutes, the space is starting to warm up nicely with the fire that you've created, Marsh.
Cool.
Naroke, in the 15 minutes that they're kind of flitting about inside, are you just like?
Once I've taken the armor, like once I've taken the 10 minutes that it takes to take the armor off, Naroke's gonna like find like a stick or something like that he can kind of slide through the sleeves of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sticks are easy.
And like he's gonna like slide that through and then like kind of step inside the house. Like, don't mind me, just hang this up to dry, and just set it so it's propped up so it's not directly on the ground, so it can just kind of drip dry. And then the topless Naroke is just gonna walk right back outside.
Right back outside. Cool. I imagine you kind of stuff it in a corner by the fire so it can dry.
Yeah,
quicker.
relatively close, but not obstructing anyone's. Not obstructing anyone.
Okay, fair enough. And Endris is gonna just sort of be like, "Are you sleeping out there again? What's going on?"
I'm enjoying the cool. It's after so long in that sweltering heat. This is very much refreshing.
Okay. You do you.
I feel like if Naroke wants to shower, we should not discourage him.
Very fair. Just who am I to squelch your inner Venus? Yeah. Fire's lit. Naroke is frolicking, enjoying the rain. And if any of you were to like poke your head outside just to see the shenanigans that Naroke is getting into, you would notice that the temperature is steadily dropping to the point where you can now see your breath as you breathe.
Has it started snowing yet?
It's not snowing yet. And Naroke, up to you if you're enjoying this. It's refreshing, it's crisp, it's tingly. It is getting much colder. And progressively darker to where you can only discern anything with the helpful light of lightning.
Yeah, after a while of being out, Naroke will eventually head inside and just kind of sit down and just kind of stretch out a little bit. Is there any furniture inside?
Not in the area here that you guys are in. I'd say at the end of the hallway here, there's sort of like a shelf that had like miscellaneous like brushes, grout-esque kind of brushes and stuff.
In that case, Naroke's just going to like set his chest down and sit on top of that.
All right. So you're just hanging out here?
No, inside, like nearest the fire, but he's taken his chest, which he also would probably tuck that inside when he dropped his armor off.
Geez.
And he's gonna like have set that down on the floor and just be using that as a seat.
Okay. The chest, I immediately forgot that you carry a chest around as your backpack. Yes, your chest, of course. As one does.
As one does. When you can carry the entire party, literally, then you might as well.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Nick, are you just sticking around by the fire?
I'm mostly hanging her up by the fire. I am not a big person, and therefore I get cold very easily.
Okay, that's totally fair. I think Endris will probably be around by the fire warming up before she is kind of ready to just call it quits for the night. And she'll ask, so about the storm, are we doing watches as per usual? This is pretty weird.
I think we should still do watches.
Okay.
That'd probably be a good idea.
I'm gonna hop in what I assume is a bedroom here and just chill out for the night. Thanks,
we check
everyone.
the rooms for bodies?
What?
Did we check the rooms for bodies?
Just gonna like peek her head inside and go, yeah, no bodies.
Nobody.
Always
here.
check the bed for dead bodies before you get in.
Let's check under the bed for dead bodies. People like to hide them there. Also under the floorboards.
What? Do I have to check the floorboards?
No, probably not. It should be fine. If you hear scraping, then you might want to be concerned, though.
I go into the room and I kind of stomp my foot on the floorboards to hear if anything's underneath, like if it's hollow or just, solid underneath there.
It sounds like a solid thud. Yeah, it doesn't have the
Yeah, you're probably fine.
All right, thank you.
Then I leave again.
She's gonna like call out. You hear Marsh, but on the other side of the wall, like a muffled, like "Good night, Swamp."
Good night, Andrews.
And the door kind of closes gently, and Endris is out of sight.
Okay, I'm gonna take first watch then.
Okay, you're doing first watch. Everyone's fine with the order.
Yep.
Naroke, are you chilling out with Nick?
Yeah, I'll take a nap in that living room there.
Okay. And Marsh, are you sleeping as well? Was that going to be the plan?
Yeah, normal watch sleep thing.
Okay. So you would have noticed before you head to bed that when you're the room that you've entered, it's fairly spacious. There's like a old rocking chair in one corner that's kind of busted up. There's also so you can't use the rocking chair. There's like a dresser, a little table, and there's like a big crib with a mobile.
Oh, is there also a doll anywhere? I feel like we're missing that.
The mobile, it doesn't look like it seems kind of old and busted and looks like it's missing pieces. It looked like it was just kind of colored like stones with little like stars painted on them. So nothing that seems nefarious, just an old mobile.
Yeah, just rocking chair, baby's crib, nothing strange.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Something laughing children.
Don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, I guess Nick, give me a perception check for the watch, please.
Gotcha. Uh, 13. Unless Raptor's helping, then it's a 17.
Marsh, would you have instinctively left Raptor to help with the watches, or are you chilling out with him?
Yeah, I would. It still seems to be working pretty well. So Raptor is the little night vision buddy.
Okay.
Okay, 17.
Okay, so 17. That means Raptor has to be with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Raptor would just normally follow whoever's on watch.
Bam. So he's gonna chill out and like, I don't know. I imagine he's kind of bird-like and can kind of talk like a crow or a magpie and just like kind of trill every so often.
Yeah, he can. I imagine he can make sound effects. He just can't like speak a language, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I heard a magpie like talking to itself today, and I always thought they were like squawky and really angry, but this one sounded really cute. So now I just want to picture Raptor kind of being all bird-like and adorable.
That works.
17. So the thunder doesn't seem to be like the lightning doesn't seem to be getting closer. The thunder is still kind of far away. It's sporadic when you do see a bit of the room light up with the lightning. But what you are sure that you're hearing through like as the rain's falling is like kind of like a heavy footfall outside the cabin every so often.
Who is it?
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout.
Friendly local axe murderer.
And of course, too cliche. And you'll hear like maybe 5 steps and then just nothing for a while. Then another what you figure sort of half hour goes by, and then like another 5 or so steps. And like it's not clear as day, between the sounds of the storm and whatnot, but you're pretty damn sure that's what you're hearing.
Okay, I'm gonna nudge Naroke.
What's going on?
I keep hearing footsteps, and I'm not sure if it's another one of those auditory hallucinations or if it's actually happening.
Where are the footsteps?
It happened like there's 5 of them every like half hour or so.
Like right there outside there's a window,
Naroke's just gonna walk outside the house and kind of walk around like, hello? Are you there?
Naroke, give me a perception check, please, while you're while you're out here.
7.
Man, it is just hard to see through the rain. Very hard to see through the rain. And Naroke, as you are you going to stay outside, similar to how you did the other ruins that you were at, or are you going to go back inside the house?
Well, he's going to stand out here and listen for a little bit to see if like he hears these footsteps that Nick is hearing. And actually, he's going to peek his head back in. It's like, I'll stand out here for a little bit. Let me know if you hear more footsteps. And,
okay.
And he's going to kind of like stand leaning against the wall, just kind of looking around and just listening.
Okay. Yeah, totally. So you're out there, can't really hear anything, and then as you're going to just like communicate with Nick, that you're going to stay out here. Let me know if you hear anything. This front door slams shut.
Ah,
Yeah,
Oh wow,
slam
it's
shut.
getting windy. Is it windy?
Yeah, it's windy. I'd say it's pretty darn stormy. Typical.
It's pretty windy.
Dark and stormy.
Naroke is gonna grab the handle and open up the door and did this happen before or after I told Nick to let me know if they hear any more footsteps?
This was meant to be like as you're talking and ending your conversation, the door kind of slams shut.
Naroke, you okay out there?
Naroke's gonna open the door. Yeah, I'm
The
fine.
door doesn't open.
Can I roll a strength check to open the door? 12.
Like you're so it's a pull door on the outside, but you've forgotten this and you're like trying to push the door open because that's odd, and the wind didn't seem that strong, didn't seem strong enough to close the door on you, and the door doesn't budge. And Nick, you hear like fire as if you were just surrounded in a burning house, and the flame on the hearth there isn't rising, isn't going crazy. It's just still staying at its like low sort of kind of ember light flame that I'm picturing it being. But you can hear like the overwhelming sound of just like a roaring flame. And you are awoken to the sound of like loud children's laughter, like enough to startle you awake.
Wait, sorry, was that me or?
Oh, sorry, Marsh, yeah.
Okay.
My bad, Marsh.
It's like that children's laughter is my thing.
Marsh, yeah. And when you come to, the mobile is like spinning more, like it's a strong spin, even
Okay.
though there's no wind or anything in the room.
Just gonna try cut that down. It's bothersome.
It's bothersome, eh? That's cute. All right, so like with a dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you cut the mobile, there's a loud scream that all of you hear. It's just this like icy, like sends a chill down your spine scream. And I would like you guys to roll me initiative.
Andrus? Naroke just sounds like Andrus? Like when he hears the scream.
Oh, did I wake her up? Darn.
Cutting a mobile made Andrews freak out.
Says a 21.
What the holy crow? All right.
Rogues.
Yeah, fair enough.
You get ridiculously high initiative. I can get a negative number. Or I guess I can get a 0.
You can get a 0.
You can get a 0.
I can get
You
a
did
0.
get a 0 on an intelligence check earlier.
I did, and it was great.
Yeah. So Naroke is only 13.
Oh, I just realized something. Naroke also doesn't have his armor on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not
go.
good.
Naroke's armor is drying right now.
I was so happy when you said you were taking it off.
I know you were.
That is the best thing. I don't know if you did it on purpose. Oh, go on.
Technically, if we sleep in our armor, we get a level of exhaustion in the morning.
It's true. I kind of assume that depending on what you're in, you just kind of shrug it off because you're doing watches and you're being very safe and whatnot. So the world around you goes just eerily black. It's almost like you're right by the fire, but for a second when you're hearing that scream, Nick, it's almost like the fire ceases to give light for a moment. Bam! And when the light in the darkness that you can see kind of settles back and your vision adjusts, there is a just freaky looking woman. She's got really long black hair. She's wearing a black dress. And she has a dagger in one hand. And her visage is just like twisted. Her eyes are hollow and blackened. Nick, you're top of the order.
Okay. I'm going to draw my sword cane, just kind of hold it up and ready in action to attack if this thing goes for me.
Okay. Naroke, you can see, even in the rain and the darkness and whatnot, you do see the figure that has appeared kind of by the door.
Oh, are you Lawrence?
Does not respond. The figure does not.
Everyone groans and giggles shit.
Is your action spent just calmly?
You're just gonna look at him and be like, "Is that you, Lawrence?" And because it's dark, I assume, like, while I know that they are there, I don't necessarily have a whole lot of details on them. So at this point, Naroke is like, "It hasn't stabbed me yet, so hi."
Fair enough. You would know the dagger. You would have heard the piercing scream.
I did when I thought that might have been Endress.
Okay, good point.
I was like, Endress? And then I heard the scream, and it's like, and I see this figure's like, oh, Lawrence?
All right. And
at this point, Naroke's not in danger. He's fine.
You use your bonus action to be, like, charming. All right.
I was like, the first 2 rounds, and no one has touched it.
I love it. Which brings us to Blaire's turn. I would like everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
I should be good at these.
Are you calling it Blaire because I made a Blair Witch Project joke? Or
Yeah, it wasn't Blaire originally, but I like that better.
15.
16?
9.
Okay, so and I got 9, 16. What are we at? Marsh?
11.
11. And sorry, this probably goes without saying. Raptor is not affected. Is Raptor affected by, like, mind things? I know I think the construct isn't.
Yeah, I'm on the top of my head. He's immune to charmed, exhaustion, poison.
Probably frightened.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. So Raptor is unaffected by this.
Okay.
I looked it up before, but I forgot. Okay, so you guys feel like all of you at the same time. It's Blaire hasn't moved, hasn't made a step towards you, but you can sort of feel like what feels like a really cold grasp on your throat.
Ah.
And and Naroke, you like it doesn't feel good, and it's kind of weird, and you're able to shake it off and just like, God, that was really unpleasant. Like, what is going on, Lawrence? But
Lawrence, if you want to get
and
handsy, this is not the place.
Yeah, please don't. Nick and Marsh, like behind your eyes, you just see like visions of your party, like impaled and like coughing up blood. You drowned in like rivers. You're just seeing like different versions of everyone's death over and over and over again. And you are both frightened for 1 round.
Oh.
D4 suck.
Okay.
And let me get to the conditions. So frightened creatures, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of your fear is within line of sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to the source of your fear, which is Blaire.
Okay.
Would that set off my my ready to action? Does that do you figure that counts as me having reasonable suspicion that this thing is going for me?
Yeah, you know what? And I'll give you an attack off before the fear sets in.
Okay.
Even though she's not moving, that counts.
Okay, that's a 17.
Yeah, 17 hits.
Okay, Raptor's standing next to it, so I get sneak attack. So that is 7 plus 6 is 13 sneak attack. Yeah. So yeah, 13 piercing.
Oh, crap! Yeah, right on. Piercing damage. So I picture you kind of like going for her gut, sort of. And while the area that you stab, it kind of seems like it shimmers for a moment, like almost like it's going through, it also feels like you're stabbing into like something solid and schleppy. So it doesn't look right, but it feels right.
Gross.
If that makes sense. Anything else for is your ready action just attack?
It's just an attack. Yeah.
Just attack. Okay. And I think Raptor being there would, since it gives you, does Marsh give advantage by something you do or just by existing? I can't recall.
No, it gives disadvantage to enemies that are attacking things that aren't raptor that are near raptor.
That's what it is. Okay. But just once per
round.
Once around, yeah.
Thank you. It has been a while. So Blaire has let out her fear effect, and Marsh, in the child's room, as you went to go cut the mobile, and then you're suddenly just afflicted with these horrible, horrible visions of your friends dying all around you. And you kind of come to, and you can see the ghastly visage of Blaire. What do you do?
Well, I don't really have too many places to go. Yeah, I'm going to hit it with firebolt. So this would be at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 1.
Roll me that severity, please.
D100 is 99.
Oh wow,
Is that good or bad?
That's really
99
good.
is good. High is good
I
for the
think
player.
one of the best roll for severity rolls I've ever seen on the channel. Don't think I've seen a 99 before.
99 problem. Missing this firebolt isn't one.
Yeah, well, it is though. You in kind of fear and just your panic. So you're conjuring the spell, and that's familiar. You're used to it. It's a cantrip. It's so like integral to you. But you can't get these horrible images out of your mind, and you miss the mark completely, and you shoot it way up into like the ceiling above you, and you can just sort of smell like some smoldering wood, just right above you, just not like a roaring fire or anything, but you smell something burning.
Okay. Whoops.
And
I guess
how does Raptor's turn work with you, not by him? Can you communicate to him?
I assume it would be able to defend itself. I'm just reading it quickly.
This is also not a big cottage. I feel like if Marsh yelled,
yeah,
Raptor would hear it.
Yeah. I think I could just as long as Raptor can hear me, I could just tell it to attack. Hopefully, whatever. So it'd probably just attack the one closest.
Keep in mind, you don't know that there is anything for Raptor to attack, unless someone explains that to you. Because you are very much in an enclosed child's bedroom. You know that there's a figure, monster, creature, person blocking the door, but you don't know what's going on in the rest of the house.
Yeah, I kind of imagine actually what I would probably do is I'd tell it to attack the one that's attacking me, so then it would try to do that. I don't know if it's able to.
I think Raptor would understand that, and it would. Whoa, why? Ew, my bad. Would come to the door here, but Raptor can't get through the door.
Okay.
So I think it would just be trying to claw its way at the door, kind of banging in.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it's trying to get through the door then. Yeah, this is kind of a weird situation. We're usually always in the same room, which makes
That's
this
a
easy.
good point. Actually, if you want, you can make me a strength check for Raptor. We can see.
Yeah, let's do
how
that.
he goes.
Strength is +2. $18.
18. Yeah, so Raptor gets a solid claw into the door, and he doesn't. The door isn't so thin that he breaks through, but gets a good chunk of wood to sort of curl away from it. The door is still firmly closed though, but he's done a decent amount of claw damage to it.
Here's
So
Raptor.
Raptor's doing a "Here's Johnny" through the...
Basically. That's not
Everyone's brain goes there at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So much better. Just see his little raptor eye.
Little raptor eye. Cool.
Hey.
Well, that's I can't really. I don't think there's any place I could possibly move, so that's the end of my turn.
Yep, fair enough. Nick.
Oh god, well there went my sneak attack damage.
Sorry.
So
Can't voluntarily move closer. So are there any windows on this wall behind me that I could try and jump through?
Not from, no, because this just has the fireplace behind you here. Your closest window would be here, where you're seeing the lightning, like flash and stuff, and light up the room.
Can I get through that window without getting closer to Blaire?
Yes. Yeah. No, you technically can.
Okay. Do I need to roll something to jump through the window, or am I good?
You would need to roll something to jump through the window. It's not very big. I think you could be able to fit through it, but it's a bit of an ordeal.
Okay, acrobatics then, or
Acrobatics, yeah, absolutely.
and this is with disadvantage because I'm scared of a ghost.
correct.
Okay. That's an 8.
That's an 8. So you get to the window and it's like a little bit, not quite chest height, more like chin height. And it's closed, and you're trying to like push the pane open to get it out. And I'd say you get it like halfway kind of wedged open, but not enough to get your body out. But you're just frantically like beating this thing down. And by the time your turn ends, assuming you're still just trying to get out of there, about half of your body is out.
Great.
Yeah.
This is fine. And yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Frightened Dominic. Naroke, you notice, you can hear like the cursing and the panic and the scraggling of something behind you in the house. And it's your turn.
I'm gonna look over. I'm just gonna see this like half. Like, were you going head first out, or like did you try and go like?
I think I was
out?
swinging. I think I was swinging one leg over.
Yeah, choice. Totally.
So basically, your like ass end sticking out this window, and your front end still stuck inside.
Yeah, a little bit. It's more like you know, my left side is in the house and my right side is outside.
Okay. Yeah, Naroke's just gonna be like, hold on, Lawrence, my friend needs some help. And Naroke's just gonna walk over to the window and just grab your arm and like just try to pull you out of the window.
Just yank me out of the window.
Yeah, absolutely.
You okay?
Hooray!
You okay, Nick? You seem to
Ghost,
you
really,
know there's
really
a door
creepy
right
fucking
there,
ghost.
right?
What?
You know there's a door right there, right? You didn't have to.
I
leave
couldn't get the door
window.
open, and there was a ghost in the way.
Are you getting enough sleep, Nick?
Naroke, are you spending your entire turn just shooting the shit?
I said, like, I rolled a 1 on my intelligence for the is something actually going wrong, and no, currently Lawrence is standing right there. Lawrence hasn't attacked me yet, and I
Right.
saw Nick trying to escape through the window, so I helped.
You passed your check. All right.
I am the most combat capable person at the moment. It's just like nothing's wrong. This is fine.
Chill
I
out,
love
guys.
Naroke being an idiot.
You're ruining the vibe. All right. Are you happy ending your turn there, or is there more you'd like to do?
All in all, I would have had to use my action to, like, regardless, I would have had to use my action to pull Nick out of the
Nick out.
window. So, that's my turn at the moment.
Perfect. No bonus action. All right.
Yeah,
So
nothing's wrong. So Naroke's getting ready to have a chat with Lawrence.
you know what? That's absolutely fair. So Blaire on her turn. First things first, Nick and Naroke, you hear the violent banging on the cottage door here. You can just like I guess Nick can't see it shake, but like there's some frantic banging on it.
Yep.
And then Naroke, you see Blaire, Lawrence.
Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence. How you doing?
Yeah. So Lawrence goes to make your acquaintance for the first time ever, dagger in hand, and she's going to take a swing at you.
Hi, Lawrence. How you doing?
Fucking hell. I hope your armor not being on, is it? All right. So it's a 7.
That doesn't hit.
7 doesn't hit. Okay. That's okay. That's okay.
But at this point, Naroke has realized, like, Lawrence is trying to stab him. This is probably not friendly.
Yeah, I think you understand now. It's good. It's good.
Lawrence, that's kind of rude.
Nick, you're all right. That Blaire is playing with Naroke. Marsh, Blaire lunges towards you, dagger in hand, and is going to make an attack on you. And does a 12 hit?
It does not.
Does not.
Nope.
Okay. So dagger comes down, completely misses the mark. I don't know how. Point blank, you're freaked out. But yeah, misses. And you guys you can hear this, Marsh. I imagine no one else can. You just hear signs of a struggle in the room next to yours.
Yep. I mean, cleric should have like a good bonus against ghosts.
And Marsh, your 1 round of being lay frightened is over.
Woo. Is it my turn? Not yet.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. Firebolt. 23.
23. Yeah, that hits.
8 fire damage.
8 fire damage. Cool. So you get it like right onto the side of her face, and you can see some of her like flesh. It's weird. As soon as it makes contact, it kind of shimmers, and you sort of wonder for a moment if like you missed, but then you can smell like burning, rotting flesh.
Hey, I did it. and yeah, I guess Raptor's gonna still try to make his way through that door. Would there be another check, or is he just kind of works his way out?
No, let's roll me another strength check. See how she's doing.
6.
6. You hear a really loud thud, and you're like, he's trying to head bash it.
try what you were doing the first time.
Oh, we're
working much better.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Let's see here. I think I could like maneuver myself here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna maneuver myself there.
Absolutely. Okay. And Marsh is done. That puts us to Dominic, top of the order.
Am I still frightened?
Nope. Your round of being frightened is over.
Okay. I'm going to dip up next to this ghost who just tried to stab Naroke. And I'm going to swing at her with the cane sword.
Okay.
The 16?
Yeah, 16 hits.
Okay, so that is 5 plus 6 is 11 piercing.
All right. And similar effect to before. Whatever you're trying to hit almost looks like a miss in a way until you feel like a solid connection.
Okay, and I'm going to go in with the offhand. It's a 13.
13 does not hit.
Okay.
So she ducks out of the way.
All right, and that is my turn.
Okay. Naroke, what do you got for us?
Naroke is going to reach out his hand and place it on Lawrence's shoulder, just like, you're really not supposed to try and stab people. And I'm casting Inflict Wounds. And so that is a melee spell attack. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Darn.
So your hand, you're like, Lawrence, you really ought to just be a nicer person thing. And your hand kind of like, almost like it fades through her in a way, like kind of her body sort of shimmers around your finger, And I imagine it kind of throws you off enough that your spell sort of dissipates. Just from the weirdness of it. Yeah, because inflict wounds doesn't do half damage on like a
No,
okay.
it's a I have to hit them.
Hit or miss.
Yep.
Anything
Also, I
else
have
for-
to roll a surge chance here.
Oh, yes, please.
Do not surge.
Alas, there is no surge. All right, which puts us to Blaire's turn. So I would say, like, both Nick and Naroke, you can both see this. She kind of reaches behind her with one hand. Her right still has the dagger, but her left hand reaches behind her, and she pulls out like a war axe, just like it's been conjured out of nothing.
Huh.
That's a neat trick. I can do that too.
And Marsh, you see in the room, she reaches behind her back and she pulls out a war axe. So that's what's going on there.
All right.
Okay. Naroke, she's going to swing dagger down at you.
Okay.
Does a 20 hit? Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Which I'm so excited
I'm
about.
so happy to actually hit Naroke.
No, I'm so happy. I realized the dagger was the wrong choice, but it makes more sense because you're to the right. But you're still taking max damage, 4 damage from a shitty little dagger.
Okay.
I'll take it. And Dominic. Does a 17.
Oh, is it? Oh boy, does a 17 hit. I'm not particularly armored.
Perfect. And you are taking 5 points of slashing damage.
Ow! With the is that the war axe?
That's with the war axe. So
Ow, why did you go after me with the war axe?
She doesn't respond.
Why not go after the big guy?
There is still banging on this door here by you guys that's getting more and more frantic. But the door doesn't seem to be like budging in any way.
Okay.
And Marsh.
Hey,
Does a 11 hit?
Does not.
Does not. Okay, so I'm gonna say she misses with her dagger, kind of like swings too high for whatever reason. And now with her war axe, she's gonna try and go low. No, and that was even worse. All right, she whiffs on both her attacks, and it is now your turn, Marsh.
Okay, I'm going to cast Magic Missile as a level 2 spell. I'll roll the magic thingy. I can't type today. Oh, okay, not a 1, that's a 10, and now I'm going to roll for damage. So that will be 2d4 plus 2, I think. 2d4 plus 2. 8 damage.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Magic missile is that thing where it always hits its mark, right?
Yep.
So just point blank. I don't. Do you do like finger guns?
Sure, yeah, I could do like one with each hand. No, that wouldn't be very Marsh. I'd just do one hand.
All right.
Oh, but it would have been so good though.
Uh,
Finger guns from a lizard.
I
Rango.
could do it and no one can see it because I'm in this room all by myself.
It's true. Raptor's not even there to witness.
Cool. And yeah, I guess Raptor will give that door another go.
Give it a good old college try.
13.
13. Yeah, so you hear it before you see it. It sounds like the wood is really starting to splinter more on the door. As Raptor has decided that kind of claws are the way to go again. And it seems like there's some good progress being made.
Still hasn't quite made it through yet.
Not quite made it through, but you're still confident.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right, top of the order with Dominic.
I'm gonna go in and stab this lady again because she just tried to hit me with a war axe. She did hit me with a war axe.
She did hit you with a war axe. She tried and was successful.
That's a 16.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, so that is 9 plus 4 is 13 piercing.
13 piercing.
And I'm going to go for the offhand attack. Come on, roll 20. It's a 23.
Ooh, yes. Very much
Okay.
hit.
That's only going to do 3 bludgeoning.
3 bludgeoning? Okay. Yeah. Nope. Solid hits on both. Body kind of shimmers, dissipates around your attack, but you still feel the thickening slice and thud from hitting her. She wails with each hit, just screaming and moaning, and it's not pleasant at all.
God.
Yeah, just I don't know. She's getting real angry. And while she's acting just more aggressive, she doesn't seem hurt. Naroke.
Does she look fine?
Yeah, no, she looks other than looking dead and awful, she looks fine otherwise. She doesn't look like she's changed much visually.
With the little bit of blood from being stabbed with the dagger, Naroke's just gonna what did I tell you about stabbing? And rather than trying to put his hand on, he'll just straight palm to chest and just whoomph back once again with an inflict wounds.
Nice. Right, hit me with it.
That's the plan. How does a nat 20 do?
Yeah!
Holy crap, that's real cool too. All right, roll me that DiMaggio.
So that is double my spell damage then?
Yep.
Yeah, that is roll twice as many dice, I guess.
That was inflict wounds.
Roll
So that
and
is
double it.
6d10.
What the?
Meat inflict
inflict
wounds.
wounds is 3d10.
Sorry.
Inflict wounds at level 1 is 3d10.
Yep.
Holy crap! It is 3d10 necrotic damage.
That
It's
is
mean. It's really
28
mean.
That is 28 points of get the fuck away from me.
Hopefully it doesn't heal from necrotic damage.
Yeah, isn't that a good point?
What if this were 3rd edition and undead heal from inflict wounds spells?
Real spooky.
Laugh, it is not. Okay, so you unlike before where your hands seem to sort of go through the shoulder as you were trying to give her the stern dad talk. This your hand goes through her, but then it makes this sickening contact with the chest, and it's a solid hit, but it's also really squishy and gross, and your fingers kind of dig into the flesh there as you push her back, and it's really uncomfortable, and it's getting under your nails. And
am I getting sternum with that when I grab on?
I'd say sternum, yeah, for sure.
Can Naroke just hold on? I got you by the ribs and I'm not letting go.
Yeah, no, totally. Okay. So yeah, she's not gonna fall to the ground. You grab her and you're kind of digging into the goo. You imagine gooey feel of her.
The gooey feel and trying to get a hold of any kind of bone, anything solid.
Yeah. It's disgusting, and you get a solid hold on something. She's kind of there at your mercy, and she's gonna look you in the eye, and even though her eyes are kind of gone and hollow, you do feel like she's staring intently at you, and her scream dies down, and she's glaring daggers at you. And
Naroke's smiling.
What was that?
Naroke's smiling.
Yeah, Naroke would be smiling, which is probably why she's gonna spit in your face. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Naroke is good at these. That's a lie, but 16.
16. Crap. All right. Yeah. So you kind of hear the sound of the sizzling acid before you see it, so it tips you off that something's coming, and you're able to dodge out of the way as she kind of spit / projectile vomits this black ichor in your direction,
No,
and you
that
just
was
saw
rude.
it a little bit.
Lawrence, you're really not being a very friendly individual this evening.
Marsh, I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw. 10. Okay. So she kind of like looks down after your magic missiles make a connection, and you're like, what's going on? She's kind of like withdrawn into herself, and then she kind of rears her like back up, and she sprays this horrible burning liquid onto you. And you are going to take 7 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And from the room, from Endress's room, you just hear, "Oh my God, it's everywhere!" As Blaire rolls.
We gotta get to Endress, guys.
I have to get
I'm working
through
on
this
it.
door first.
And you guys, Naroke and Nick, you do notice that the banging has stopped at the door here. And can Raptor make me a dexterity saving throw?
Sure. Let me just that is a D20 plus 1. 10. So
Yeah.
that's a tis a fail.
No. So Raptor is going to take 5 points of acid damage.
Okay.
As there's like nowhere for Raptor to try and dodge. It's a narrow hallway, and she just leans over and retches this foul substance on top of Raptor.
Okay.
And it will be your turn, Marsh.
Okay. Well, just debating between magic missile or firebolt. Let's try firebolt. 21.
21. Oh, yeah. You better believe that's a paddling.
3.
Hey, that was the last damage done to her. Bam. Have you ever been in a fight without Raptor, ever?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Granted, I think this is also the
Also,
first
I'm
fight
just-
we've actually been split up.
Yeah. Also, I'm losing my mind at Mel saying, you better believe that's a paddling. My brain just completely failed to process that like a normal person.
Does she have paddles? I don't know.
She might now.
Well, I mean, she pulled a battle axe from like nowhere. I feel like a paddle could come in after.
Naughty children, get the paddle. All right. Sorry, go on.
Okay. Raptor door strength check.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, no, Raptor is so visibly distraught. I guess not visibly. You can't see Raptor. I can see Raptor, and he is shaking the heck of this stuff off like a dog would, just to try and get it off his body. And he's very not concerned with the door.
There's now
And
just
kind
little splatters of acid all over that hallway.
Yeah, pretty much. So like he's still hitting the door in the narrow hallway, but his focus isn't very good.
Well, he'll get there eventually.
Or you will.
Yeah, I still think I got a while before I get through this ghost yet.
If Marsh is happy, then we're top of the order,
Yes.
Dominic.
I'm good.
Oh god, I'm going to rotate around, not leaving her attack radius, but getting closer to the front door of the cabin,
Absolutely.
just to be prepared to move if we're able to get this door open. And then I'm going to start swinging at this ghost with the cane sword.
Swing away.
It's a 16.
Hits.
Come on, roll 20. Come on, roll 20.
That's
7 plus 8 is 15 piercing.
15 piercing damage. All right.
And then I'm going to hit her with the offhand with the cane. That's an 11. I don't think that hits.
Does not hit. No.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Naroke.
I'm a little bit saddened that Nick moved over in front of the door because I was going to try and use Lawrence to knock on the door, considering the banging from inside is no longer banging.
I can duck.
Hold.
Would I be able to try and swing it around, trying to like slam it into the door as like an improvised attack or something?
Rule of cool dictates yes.
You're tall and I'm short. It's probably fine.
Duck.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to just try and swing it around and slam it against the door.
We're gonna, I guess, instead of an attack roll, a strength check for that. I feel.
Well, would this essentially be a contested strength check? Mine versus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Your insistence on calling her Lawrence is delightful.
It's Lawrence. 21.
I got a 20. Fuck.
Close.
Yeah, so Naroke, just firm grip on that sternum, just swings over Nick's head and just slams Lawrence against the door. And that is an improvised attack, so I think that's 1d4.
Gross. All right.
Plus strength, so that'd be 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. So, yeah, you're to shore up your grip and kind of swing Blaire around and into the door. Nick, you see what's coming. You're easily able to like nimbly get out of the way. And her head makes this awful, just like thud. And I like to think you hit her into it and kind of down, and you see on the door just this like disgusting black kind of just ghostly essence leave a smear on the wall there. And I picture she's hitting the back of her head with it, just the way you're holding the
swinging around. Yeah, be the back of their head.
And it's you're feeling good, solid connect. Marsh, you see Blaire in the room there. Her head kind of like gets thrown back into the wall and drags down a little bit, and there's this blackness kind of sliding on the wall. You also hear a similar thud from Edris's room and the hallway.
I'll just think I did that.
I just bitch slapped 4 ghosts into a wall.
Naroke, anything else?
Are they still alive?
I should say the ghost.
Or are they still undead?
They are still undead. She's not resisting much in the way that she was before. She still seems noticeably alive, though.
Fuck it. Knock, knock. Activating War Priest, which when I use an attack action, I can make an additional attack as a bonus action. So back up and right back into the wall.
All right, roll it, man.
Would this be another contested strength check on account of him slamming them into the wall again, or is this just an attack roll?
I'm an idiot. It was not an attack. Yeah, contest. What's your strength?
12.
Yeah, you beat it. I rolled a 19 last time. The joy that you sucked out of me. Anyways.
24 plus 3, so that is 6 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Knock fucking no. It's like hand on their sternum and it's like slam them against the door, that like swung them over Nick's head the first time, slammed them into the door, kind of stepped over to get that straight line in and just hit the wall. The sternum that I'm holding onto just keeps going and slams into through their body into the door and just kind of bash the door open now with my arm going out through this whatever the heck this is. Yeah, my arm is currently through Lawrence's chest.
I'll allow it. Marsh, suddenly there's an arm. No.
Yeah. Huh. Hi, arm.
Shakes your hand, pulls back.
You notice that the Blaire in your room kind of gets like jolted back to the wall before kind of slumping down. And as she's slumping down, Marsh, she kind of starts to dissipate.
Huh.
And Naroke, the sternum, the woman that you're holding, you feel her essence start to slip away. There's still goo on your hands. It's still disgusting, but the form you're holding kind of ceases to be. And you feel good. You all feel good. The storm is
Is
still raging. It's still cold.
is there anything left of Lawrence?
There is a braid of hair, just like a dark black lock with like a red kind of ribbon on the ground.
Is the door open?
I hope so. I knocked it open.
It's open.
Okay, I'm gonna rush through and try to get the door to Andrus's room open.
Absolutely. The door to Andrus's room opens without a hitch, uncontested from the ghostly wiles. And Andrus is on the bed, and she's got like a broom in her hand, and she's just looking like she may have peed the bed a little bit. And the thing that she seemed to be squaring off with no longer exists in the room. She's got a bit of like damage on her. She's kind of like bleeding from her cheek a little bit, but she's breathing. She's alive.
You okay?
I don't know how to answer that.
Was there a ghost?
Yes.
Because we had ghosts.
Yes, it was a ghost.
Okay, I think Naroke may have pile drived a ghost out of this plane.
I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm willing to believe anything now.
Fuck.
I'm not sleeping tonight.
Naroke's gonna do a cursory, like, look through the house, like, come and take a look through the house. Are there any, like, kind of checking up on everyone, are there any remnants of the other ones that they are dealing with? Where each kind of Blaire, I should move them, sorry about that. Where each Blaire had been, there's a single black braid of hair with a red ribbon. Naroke's gonna collect all of them.
All right.
Them all.
And he's going to grab a log from the fire and go outside, kind of find, like, somewhere that he can have, like, at least a little bit of shelter. I think, like, if there's, like, a way for him to use that log there, or the tree there, is, like, a little bit of shelter.
Absolutely.
So he's gonna go. He's going to burn the braids and just kind of give them a passing.
Okay. As you're doing that, Naroke, the first thing you notice before you actually get down to like taking the smoldering log and stuff is you smell something burning, and it's not the log. It's still dark, without any lightning to light up the way. You can't see all that much, but you already smell something kind of burning. Not like profusely, but you're kind of getting like whiffs of it. So
Close by, or like?
Yeah, I'd say this was close by. You're not seeing anything burning. You're just smelling. Like,
can I do a perception check to kind of get a sense of like where it's coming from?
Absolutely.
How's the nat 20 do me?
Oh, yeah, and that 20 will do you real good. So the tree that you've come to burn the hair in sort of a respectful kind of rite of passing, you look around the tree, and one of the wooden dolls, with a little bit of straw for hair, is currently slowly smoldering.
And it, like, this looks like it, like, is like most of it burned up, or is it just like a little bit burnt, or what's going on with this?
Like, it looks like there's no like beautiful dancing visual flame. It just looks like as if like the bottom of, say, its dress was like a dark deep ember that's just like slowly, if you were to stand and watch for a minute, you could tell it's slowly burning up, just like without the fanfare of a flame.
Okay.
Like the doll is burning just slowly.
Yep. Odd.
Assuming the door is open, I'm gonna just start fixing up Raptor.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, can I roll either Arcana or Religion check to kind of get an idea of like what's going on with this burning doll?
Yeah.
Which one?
Let's do Arcana.
12.
12. You think the dolls were maybe related to the woman who once wore this hair. Maybe.
Well, Naroke's not going to put too much thought into that. He's going to take his burning log and he's going to burn the hair as a passing, and he has no weapon to leave with it on account of he used a door. But
yeah, that's fair.
He's gonna head back to after the hair has been burnt. He's gonna kind of like bury the ashes of it and then head back to the house. And kind of go and just check up on everyone, make sure everyone's alive and well.
I'm just sitting in the living room being like, man, fuck ghosts.
Yeah, I'm just fixing Raptor in the fireplace room and just kind of putting the pieces back together.
Endress is just gonna stay in her bedroom area, but like by the door here, with the door like open, so she can kind of be closer and around you guys. And she's just sitting on the floor, like contemplating things. Isn't very chatty for the night. Nick, are you? Go on.
I was gonna say, Nurse kind of look around. It's like, well, I mean, this isn't the first time we've had someone come back to life.
What is it about us that makes ghosts want to kill us?
That's probably a long list.
Like, I don't remember basically anything about my life, but I feel like if I don't think I could have done anything bad enough to warrant getting almost killed by ghosts this frequently.
Multiple times, yeah.
I don't know.
Were you mean to children?
I didn't knock over any graves or anything. At least I think I didn't.
I know you did steal
Has
the
anyone
flowers from a
committed any
grave.
grave robberies we should know about?
Well, Marsh did steal the flowers from a grave.
Yeah,
Marsh did steal flowers from a grave. Marsh, you did this!
This is all Marsh's
that
fault.
grave was in a different continent, country.
What grave flowers now? Nick, for what it's worth, this room is filled with like shelves upon shelves upon shelves of like glass jars and stuff, most of which have toppled to the ground and is shattered. So the room, there's a bed there, but it's also filled with a ton of broken glass. Just, yeah. And you can imagine the noise that would have come from this like glass room.
I'm declaring.
Oh, you completely roboted
my watch over, and I am going to.
You're declaring.
I'm gonna go basically say, Andrews, can I room with you? I'm declaring my watch over, and then I'm like, Andrews, can I room with you?
Yes, of course you can, please.
Okay, I set up my bedroll nearby, and then just decide that I'm done with today, and just pull the blanket up over my head.
Yeah. Your Andress does not like fall asleep, but she like scooches to be closer with you, but not in your space. Just rests against the wall.
So I guess that means it's Naroke's watch?
Yes. It's your problem now.
Naroke's
You get to deal with the ghost now.
It's fine, I'll wake you up when more come. Naroke's gonna stoke the fire a bit and just sit and relax. He's gonna be sitting on his weapons chest. If he had been smart, which that's a big leap for Naroke, he would have taken a weapon with him outside when that fight started, instead of being in that fight unarmored and unarmed.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Naroke is also a weapon, yes.
You have the right to bear arms.
Yeah, Naroke's just gonna kind of chill out and just sit by the fire, keep it stoked, keep it burning.
Yeah, absolutely. Your watch, I imagine you're not like laser focus out the window and you're just processing and keeping the house warm for people. Your time being up goes by super uneventful. You're noticing that you feel lighter almost. You just feel good. And not just like proud good because you like bashed the shit out of a ghost into a door, but yeah.
Well, of course Naroke feels lighter. He's not wearing... How much does chain armor weigh?
Okay, Marsh.
Lots.
I think it's Marsh.
55 pounds of chain armor? Marsh, it's your turn. Or, oh, no, actually, I guess this would be Endress's watch.
Endress does not. Endress will not. She's like, no, it can be Swamp's turn.
Okay, but if you're gonna be staying up, if you're gonna be staying awake anyways, just keep an eye on the house. Scream if something happens. And then Naroke's just gonna take a seat down in the living room and head against the wall. Just relax. Doze off.
Yeah. Endress will, I guess, go wake up Marsh Swamp right away and just be like, please wake up. I can't deal with this right now.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Yeah, I will, what will I do? Okay, I guess, yeah, I'll just kind of stay awake. I'll kind of maybe, just to keep my mind off things, I'll just kind of, get out my, make sure I have this. Yeah, alchemist supplies. I'm just gonna start, like, I don't know, maybe like playing around with some of the white flowers, seeing if I can do anything cool with it.
Absolutely. Roll me. You can like roll me like an alchemist like tools check, right? Is that how that works in this edition?
Yeah, so I just have to double check artificers, how they do stuff with their tools.
What does an artificer do?
Yeah, I don't know if I have the answer quite right on hand for what it takes for using my tools.
It's usually a d20, and if you have proficiency with that tool, then you get to add your proficiency with it.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah.
As an artificer, you get proficiency with all tools. So.
Yep. 7.
7. You're feeling inclined, since you have kind of a surplus now. Some of the flowers that you had obtained earlier on have now kind of dried and are sort of like papery and crumply, and you grind that into like a fine sort of like powder, and collect that in a jar or a baggie of your choice.
So I got some vials, yeah.
Yeah, there's probably some glass ones in the witch's hut.
Yep.
And you as you like kind of like cut it up and stuff, you notice that if you touch it, it sort of burns a little. Like not like terribly, but just like it's kind of hotter than if you were just touching the petals of the flowers on their own.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your watch, while dealing with the drug flowers, goes by very uneventfully, and you feel just better in every way.
Woohoo.
Are you gonna wake anyone up, or just go to sleep?
Me?
After your watch.
Oh, I guess Endress did give me her watch, did she? I'll just let Raptor take care of it, and then I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Perfect. The night progresses without a peep from Raptor.
Yay!
Beautifully paces the hallway back and forth in a line. And when morning comes, the storm has subsided. All the clouds are gone. The forest is damp and seems just far more bright and brilliant and lush than ever before. And as you all happily collect your stuff to get away from this little cabin hut, it's very easy to notice as you progress forward that all of the dolls in the surrounding forest, once you pass the clearing that you were in, have all withered and burned. So there are no more dolls hanging from trees.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's
Still
not too
carvings, I
surprising.
imagine.
Any rock cairns or like shapes, perfect circles, have all been disrupted and scattered and dispersed. Other words for those things. And wherever you had noticed carvings in trees, they now seem to be growing in as if the bark is healing in a way. Yeah, and are becoming less visible. And for the first time in a long time, Endris puts her map away and is ready to continue on to Elderborough City.
Can I roll a religion check?
What's that?
Can I roll a religion check to see like if Naroke just like makes that connection of like because the ghost lady was like had no rest, that was why all this weird shit was going on?
Oh yeah, roll away.
16.
16. Yeah, you think there was some huge pain and loss and suffering in this woman's life that may have been, what did you hear? Connected to fire. That's you're getting a sense maybe there was something to do with that based on something that you felt and heard in a previous watch.
Yeah.
Maybe. And yeah, it seems like whatever malicious spirit that was wandering these woods has maybe now finally passed on.
Because you beat her into submission.
Because I punched her through a door.
Just what she needed.
But Naroke, as we're walking along, it's like, well, considering the dolls have all burned up, it looks like Lawrence was just looking for rest.
No, I'm gonna leave the Lawrence thing alone. I'm tired.
Let us never speak of Lawrence again. Endris sets forth, not even waiting to see if you're following.
I'm following.
Naroke's also following.
Right on. Yeah, and with that, we are going to end tonight's session. You survived the newly dubbed Blair Witch Project. Don't sue anyone. That's
similar to, but legally distinct from.
Yeah. Lawrence. It was never Blair. It was Lawrence, right?
Lawrence Project. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
It really doesn't.
Lawrence Witch Project.
Yeah, too many syllables.
Yeah, too many. So to anyone watching, geez Louise, thanks for joining us and getting through that. And to my players, especially you, Kit, who was immediately like, no, no, no.
Just immediate nope.
Yeah, it's like I'm over
Fuck this.
It's only like 7:30 and I'm done with this shit. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Sorry I was late with the whole ambulance debacle. That was
you had very good reasons.
Yeah,
for
you had more
late.
pressing matters, so it's all good.
I have gotten since an update. It is 3 fractures in her foot.
Oh God!
I know.
Good freaking job.
Luckily, she can work from home for the next bit, so it's fine. Be careful on the ice, everyone, is the moral of this story. And maybe wear spikes if you can on really icy patches.
Yeah.
Also, lay ghosts to rest. That's the other takeaway.
Yes.
Don't leave your ghosts.
If you're being
out.
haunted by a ghost, pile drive her through a door and out of this plane of existence.
Yeah. We will be back 2 Sundays from now. But Giggle's campaign will continue on next Sunday, where we are also in a murder forest.
Yeah.
So
It seems to be the theme right now is ghosts and forests and weird shit like that.
what goes around comes around. So thanks for joining us, and we'll hopefully see you guys real soon.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.